There. Can you hear me now? Yeah, let's add another one in here. Put that one. Fucking A. Alright, let's listen to some music while I get the gang in here.
What did they expect? This... Naughty. Excellent. Naughty. Surprise. But sex, 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 but sex.
What happened?
Someone set up us the bomb. We get signal.
What?
Main screen turn on.
It's you.
How are you, gentlemen? All your base are belong to us. You are on the way to destruction.
What you say?
You have no chance to survive, mate, your time. Ha ha ha. All your base are belong to us. All your base, all your base are belong to us. All your base, I've made your time.
What did they expect?
Hello.
Hola.
Yay.
Here,
I can speak.
there, now you can hear me too. Excellent. We can
Yeah,
all
I'm gonna
speak
keep
now.
getting dropped because I'm uploading the gangbang now. Because I totally forgot again because I slept.
You're
through the
doing
time
it
which was supposed to
now?
post it again. Yes, because I slept through it again. I normally I slept through the time which I uploaded, and so then I forgot.
Tisk tisk pshaw. And
Because the alarm goes off on my phone to remind me, but when I'm asleep, I just roll over and turn off the alarm and go back to sleep. Which is why I never use my phone for an alarm unless I put it across the room.
So Rob Jensen just said, hopefully this will get the internet is for porn out of my head. The internet is for porn. The internet is for porn. So grab your dick and double click for porn, porn, porn.
What did you play, by the way? Because we couldn't hear it.
I played. How could you not hear it? It was blasting in the.
Because I can't run the stream.
Oh,
and be in the
you
hangout.
couldn't hear it. Okay, I played Surprise Butt Sex with the spy from Team Fortress 2, and All Your Base belong to us.
The Queen version.
Couple of what? No.
There's
Zero
a
wing
All Your
version.
Base belong. There's a All Your Base belong to us. Bohemian Rhapsody version.
Oh god, that sounds incredibly annoying. I'm never going to listen to that.
It's actually really awesome.
Actually, no.
The tone of Bohemian Rhapsody with the dialogue from the game.
Say blasphemy as much as you like, but I've never really liked Bohemian Rhapsody. I think it's a really annoying song, and I just want to slap the shit out of people when they start to sing it. I like just about everything else by Queen.
Is this the real life?
Big on Bohemian Rhapsody.
Or is this fantasy?
Yeah.
But I love the
Caught in a landslide.
synthesizers in that.
Unreal.
Yeah. Maybe I like parts of it. There's that part that everybody does. Like I think it's the part that they do in Wayne's World where they're in the car. I just hate that part so much.
Galileo.
That's the part.
Galileo,
Yeah, the Galileo part. Yeah. Shut up.
Man.
I will no longer accept anything you say from now on.
But this was also arena rock, right? So if you went to a concert, I'm sure you'd like be all over that.
Oh, arena rock.
So, AC says, "Hey Sean, I got a follow-up question having to do with Transformers Headmasters Victory and Master Force that you told me to watch. Headmasters I remember watching on TV in the day, but I looked it up and it never aired in the OS. How's that be?"
Oh, easy.
Well, AC,
he's asking me. Let me answer. I know we both know the answer to this question.
I have the answer, goddammit.
But I've done more Transformers videos than you, so I'm entitled.
Oh yeah, 'cause that makes you the expert.
Very simple explanation. There's two
Blah
headmasters.
blah blah.
Hey, there's two headmasters. There's the one you probably saw was The Rebirth, which was a 3-part story, which is technically season 4 of the G1 Transformers American series. In Japan, however, they did a full series of headmasters, which completely ignores the events of Rebirth and just carries on from the end of the Return of Optimus Prime. So there's your explanation. There's two headmasters.
Except the Japanese headmasters was dubbed by a company called Star Video in Hong Kong and imported to Hawaii through Hawaiian television
See
when
that?
it aired. And that's why if you lived in Hawaii or in some parts of California, you actually got to see it.
You might have actually seen it. See, that's something even I didn't know. So
I was trying to say that.
We both answered
like,
the question.
No, I got this. It's the only one. Headmaster's the only one that got dubbed and then moved over. So.
Yeah, there apparently were English dubs of the other two, but they weren't very widely distributed.
And he did say he was asking both of us.
Apparently, they were even more horrible than the Headmaster's dub. I want to watch the Headmaster's dub solely based on the fact that apparently Metroplex isn't named Metroplex in it. He's actually named Philip.
By the way, in your case are the 3 dubs, by the way.
Actually, no.
All 3 series dubbed.
No, I have the only Headmasters has the English dub. The other two are only subtitled, unfortunately. There were some UK release. I think
fan subs, but I had Chinese bootlegs, dude.
I think
sending them to you.
I think the Australian release might have had all 3 dubs, but the one I have, I'm pretty sure, only has the Headmasters dub.
Yeah, but I have all 3 series. I'm gonna send them to you, and they should all be dubbed.
Oh, okay.
The Chinese
I see what
imports.
you're saying. Really? Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. So
Including the Philip dub.
the
dubbed.
Philip dub.
No, it's actually what a lot of people call it, the Philip dub.
Is it really? That's hilarious.
Defining feature.
So I'm going to end up having like 3 different versions of the Japanese G1 Part 2.
Yeah. and Rodimus sounds like a sissy. That was the other thing.
Awesome.
So it's also often called the sissy Rodimus dub.
Maybe one of these days, between all these 3 versions I'm ultimately going to own, I might actually sit down and watch all 3 series. Which I still have yet to do. I really should. Manic says, isn't Skylinks called Spaceship Bruce?
Yeah, I think so.
And Blaster is called Billy, while Twincast is called Blaster. Yeah, that's going to be really confusing.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, you see, if you're in New York, it was probably just Rebirth then.
Yeah, it's probably just Rebirth.
Yeah, they were originally going to do, like, I gather, a full season of Headmasters, but it didn't get picked up beyond the 3-parters, so that became the final story of the American Transformers. So... Yep. So some of you may notice different background behind me. Haji pointed it out almost immediately. Yes, I have rearranged my living room. I actually did a short video last night, actually, showing the new layout. So expect that to be posted sometime in the next couple days. Got a few others to go up before then. I did, let's see, actually in terms of forthcoming videos, I did 4, is it 4? Yeah, I think 4 more parts of the Doctor Who DVD disambiguation. No, I did 5 more parts of the DVD disambiguation, going up to season 14, yeah. And that's going to be the last of them for a little while, because I need to actually get some more. I've basically gone as far as I can in my own collection, and I don't want to be just throwing up overlays for the whole thing, because that just looks cheap. I want to actually have them. But I also did the first 7
did
of...
have a request.
Okay, just 1 second.
Yeah, go ahead.
I also did the first 7 parts of a new series, sort of a spin-off series I've been toying with the idea of doing for a while for Multimedia Chronicles. It's called Multimedia Chronicles Quickies, which is basically just shorter subjects. A quickie video could be anywhere between 2 to 10 minutes in length. Generally, it's not going to be more than 10 minutes. Most of the time, it'll be 5 or less. So I think of the 7 I did, only 1 of them runs over 5 minutes. So, yeah. So just shorter subjects that I don't need to ramble on and on about that much, but things that I wanted to cover just sort of quickly and efficiently. Plus, it mixes things up a little bit, so it's not all just the big long videos. Those who prefer shorter videos can watch, those most of the time. Those who prefer everything can watch everything. Those who watch the longer videos can watch those, whatever. What else? There's the package opening that went up earlier today. Also have a video game update video, which is also going to be going up soon. Most of you who watch on Twitch already know what's going to be in that update video. It's not going to be news to you, but hey, whatever. Figured I should put it on the record. Sorry, what were you saying, Skinslip, before...
Okay, so some may know, some may not. Not everyone follows my fan page, but I'm looking for specific editions of Evil Dead and Army of Darkness so I can do a very thorough, in-depth disambiguation the likes have not been seen on YouTube.
Ah, yeah.
Where I go through all the different versions, all the various special features, and so I'm asking for some requests because I'm broke as shit, and most of them are like $5, $10 out-of-print DVDs. And so if anyone has either the Evil Dead 2 tin, the Millennium, or not the Millennium, the Elite Entertainment release of Evil Dead, or the Screwhead edition of Army of Darkness, I'm looking for all 3 of those to do my disambiguation. If any of you guys have those, please send me a message at at either Skinslip on YouTube, or sorry, Skinslip at either YouTube, Twitter, or at geeky.com. So, just please, somebody, I need help with that.
Oh.
What? Skinslip with the fan page?
Interesting. Manic says, sorry, getting back to Headmasters for a second. Manic says, according to David Wise on the Rhino Set interview, Season 4 was originally intended to be just a 5-episode story to wrap up the series until the budget was slashed and it was downsized to a mere 3. Yeah, it definitely feels like a rushed story where they were trying to cram way too much into it. I mean, basically, they introduce an entire wave of characters in that one 3-part story that normally those introductions would have been spread out over a season. But they just cram all these new characters in, and it's such a just mishmash. I mean, literally, a lot of the characters that are new characters that are introduced get one line, and that's it. They just appear on screen, they get one line, and then you never see them again. So, it's crazy. And yes, Skinslip has a fan page. We all have fan pages. I think your fan page is Cinematic Catastrophe, isn't it?
It's Cinematic Catastrophe at YouTube. I just put it into the thing, because Cinematic Catastrophe is already taken by some jackhole in fucking, like, Missouri or something. Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
And no, Javier, I don't mean the Boomstick edition, I mean the Screwhead edition. It's the re-release.
Yeah. I think you already have the Boomstick edition, don't
I
you?
already have the Boomstick.
Yeah.
Yes, I
That's
have.
the one I've got, too.
I have both books.
It's a nice set.
Although I need new books, because mine are fucked. I have Evil Dead 2.
My Evil Dead 2 book is falling apart, but funny enough, my book is fine.
I have this release, but it's missing the second disc of the Ultimate Edition.
Yeah.
And then I have the Boomstick Edition. So I have almost all the other editions with different content. I need the tin edition of Evil Dead 2.
That's a nice one, the tin edition.
That's not worth a lot of money anymore, which is
really?
great.
Oh, probably because of Blu-ray.
Yeah, it's only like $20.
But that's I remember that one. That's the THX release, which got like a standalone release as well. But the tin is much nicer because it's got all the cards and stuff in it.
It's got the art cards and the booklet. This is what I'm mainly looking for.
Yeah,
and then the Millennium Edition of Evil Dead, which is the ones in the clear plastic boxes, and they had a single release without the clear plastic boxes. Those have a special feature on them that's not present on any other release. So
cool.
And they're dirt cheap. I don't really care which one I get, and and I also don't have the remake, which I really need to get. I'd like to get the Best Buy version of that one because it's got bonus discs.
Is it the Steelbook or?
No, the Steelbook was Target exclusive.
Okay.
The bonus disc was Best Buy exclusive. I'm gonna get both eventually.
You'd rather have the bonus disc?
Well, I'm gonna get both, but just eventually. I'd rather have the bonus disc because the special effects bonus that's on it.
Haji asks, how bad was the remake?
It was excellent.
Yeah, I heard it was really good, and I'm actually kind of interested to see it, and I was very against it
you can't
the whole time.
Go into it expecting anything from the original movie. It's its own film.
Yeah.
The only thing it shares is the Book of the Dead, literally, and tree rape. But
it wouldn't be Evil Dead without tree rape. Yeah.
Yep. It's funny. People are complaining with the tree rape scene. But have you seen the original? The original tree rape scene includes a branch shoving into someone's crotch at like 4 inches from the camera.
Yeah.
And this one's way less graphic.
Really? That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't they have that in the second one as well, like as part of the remake / flashback scene?
I think they actually glossed over the tree rape scene. They had her being drugged away by the vines, but that was it.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
See
been
the
a long
actual
time
tree
since
rape.
I've seen the first two, so
Yeah.
definitely going to rewatch them this Halloween.
My edition of Evil Dead actually has a drawing.
Nice.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Have any of you been to the musical?
No, I had the soundtrack to the musical. It sounds pretty cool. I almost went to it in 2006. They were playing at one of the small theaters outside of Comic-Con. I went to Comic-Con in 2006, and for whatever reason, we just didn't go. I regret that.
They do blood splattering.
Haji just says, awesome, I was against Texas Chainsaw Remake, turned out to be wrong, glad to hear Evil Dead might be the same. Yeah, similarly, as I've said on multiple occasions, I was against the Dawn of the Dead remake, but I actually really like that one, and I say that as a diehard fan of the original. I just really like how they reworked the premise, essentially, and did their own thing. And apparently there's a Day of the Dead remake in the works. Skinslip was actually telling me that's actually a sequel to the Dawn of the Dead remake. So they're actually continuing that story finally. So I'm actually really looking forward to that.
And then Texas Chainsaw 3D, a lot of people complained about, but they're dumb because it's actually really good. So
Alrighty then.
it's not very gory, but it doesn't matter. It's fucking awesome. It's like you're expecting this, and then it just throws a huge goddamn swerve for you, and you're like, holy shit, that's awesome. Like, it's great.
Oh, excuse my yawning, folks. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night and unexpectedly got Rosie today. I was supposed to get her tomorrow. So, I have no complaints about that. It just is what it is. But if I had known I was getting Rosie today, I wouldn't have stayed up till 11 a.m. this morning filming YouTube videos. See, the plan was film a bunch of YouTube videos before Rosie gets here so that I wouldn't be needing to do YouTube videos while she's here. I would have a bunch in reserve for the duration of her visit and then carry on after she goes back to her mom's. But got her a day early, so it kind of threw a wrench into those plans. At least I have them filmed. I just have to edit them, so that's no problem. There we go. Editing is no problem when Rosie's here because she'll, watch her cartoons or play her video games while I'm editing something. And then as soon as it gets to rendering, then we'll do something together. It's filming that's a problem because the only time I can really film is after she goes to bed, and usually by the time she goes to bed, I'm too exhausted to film anything. Which is why, for long stretches over the past few months, you didn't see any videos from me because I was just too damn tired. But I think I've got the logistics worked out. Definitely liking the new layout of the living room. It's actually made things a lot better for me. I think just the fact that it's not so cluttered. People talk about feng shui all the time. Cluttered environment equals cluttered mind. That is absolutely true. It really is. Like, if you're surrounded by clutter and it's hard to get around and stuff, it makes you feel lethargic and you just don't want to do anything. And I've found, like, just since rearranging this room and opening up all the space, I felt I literally have more energy and more desire to get things done. So, I mean, it's been a long time since...
Because you see it and you go, what's the point? It's all that work.
Yeah, I know. It's like, I got to move this and this to put the camera there, and like, it's such a pain in the ass. But now it's just like, plop, let's film. Or just right here, I can do videos from right here. And in fact, I have done a bunch of videos from right here already. Because I've got the same basic background, just a slightly different angle. If anything, it mixes it up a bit. So, I think it's going to work out a lot better. Definitely. But
it looks like the TV's close enough that you could do a sidekick like Jeff and Craig Ferguson.
Dude, or like a Max Headroom thing or something, yeah. Well, and that's actually on a T-trolley, so on wheels, so I can actually move that around really easily too.
Yeah, the room looks bigger because it's the angle he's at, and it actually has more room because of the way he arranged it, Haji.
Yeah, because previously I had a lot of the stuff in the middle of the room, like the computer desk was in the middle of the room, and it wasn't efficiently laid out. But I just kind of worked out a layout in my head and figured out a way to more effectively use the furniture and flat surfaces and whatnot that I have, and make it all more functional. And I think it works a lot better this way. So now, actually, I definitely have a lot more of the floor space being used as just open area to move about, and Rosie and I can play board games or whatever and stuff like that.
Yay, board games!
It's awesome.
Get that girl on board games.
She actually has a couple of board games. Like she's got one here called Hi Ho Cheerio, which is like this, do you know that one?
I remember that.
Yeah. She loves that game. And
it's
she's
been around for decades.
She's also got a box set of like 9 different Dora the Explorer games. So there's some board games in there, there's some card games, there's bingo, whole bunch of different stuff, and we played.
I'm gonna have to send you Flux because she's at that age. Flux.
Which?
It's a game called Flux. It's a card
Flux.
game of ever-changing rules.
Oh.
The rules are this: you draw a card, you play a card, but then there's cards that you play that change the rules.
Oh.
So you play the card, you can play a rule card that says now you draw 3 cards. At the beginning of your turn, you draw 3 cards, and you play 1 card.
Yeah.
And then there'll be one that says then play 5 cards. So you draw 3 cards, you play 5 cards.
Mm-hmm.
And all sorts of various rules. And so she's almost the age. I think 7. So maybe in a year or 2, I'll send you a copy of the Flux. You guys will love it.
Cool. Yeah, that sounds cool.
Especially, they had various themed versions.
She-Hulk mentions now you can play with the PS3 Move. That's very true, actually. I don't have a Move. I do have an iToy, though, and I have actually almost the complete library of iToy games that they put out. I think I'm only missing 1. So that's certainly something we can play now and have some fun with. I'm sure I could make some stupid videos of me flailing about like a moron, swatting ninja monkeys out of the air and stuff.
I'd be okay with this.
I'm sure.
Love watching you dance around like a fucking moron.
There you go.
Yeah, it's enjoyable.
You're not the only one.
Movie Gangbang has been posted.
Yay!
It's
Well,
now
I noticed
officially
you're
gone
not
live.
dropping other chat every 2 seconds, so.
You know
Good
what my
sign.
most fun, like, playing card games is Weed. It has a card called Potzilla, and it destroys all the crops and stuff. It's really funny.
Oh,
There's
Fizbin.
actually a stoner flux. There's actually a flux for stoners.
What?
1 second
Yeah.
here.
And it says things like, at the beginning of your turn, if you toke, draw a card. I'm kidding you not.
The first I ever heard of Fizbin was actually. I'll put this camera on for skin slip here.
Yay.
In this cartoon here, Starcom, the U.S. Space Force. This is the very first episode, Nantucket Sleigh Ride. And there's a couple of hilarious scenes where one of the characters is trying to teach another character how to play Fizbin. And it's just the most ridiculous, convoluted rules known to man. And it's hilarious. And he's trying really hard to figure it out. And they just keep like throwing more random rules at him and fucking him up. And it's awesome. It's like, oh, what are you playing? Oh, Fizbin. Good hand, huh? It's like, well, you've got a red 9. It's like, I do? He says, yeah, and because it's afternoon, you lose.
Sounds like a Get Smart episode.
Yeah. There's a game about that. Yeah, that's where Flux got its idea from, but it's got a little more structure to it than you get to make up the rules as you go.
Yeah,
and it's kind of cool.
Fizbin is a lot more random.
A lot more fuck you,
Just a lot of trying to fuck over the other player as much as possible. But I just, while I'm on the subject of Starcom, incredibly underrated cartoon. Only ran one 13-episode season.
Never heard of it.
It was based on a toy line, which is much like Jason the Wheeled Warriors. The Wheeled Warriors toys were very simple, and it was only the show that really gave it a story. It's the same thing with Starcom. Basically, they had these toys that little action figures that had magnets in their boots, and you would put.
I know these toys.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, you'd put them on the vehicles, and the magnets would actually activate the vehicles. So you didn't need batteries; it was all magnet powered. It was a pretty cool idea. So anyway, with Starcom, the show, they made it much more like scientifically plausible as far as how the vehicles and everything worked, and they actually had the cooperation of the Young Astronauts program from NASA to keep everything sort of accurate to space travel and everything. And but it does, that aspect doesn't bog it down at all. I mean, the thing I liked about it also was there's a lot of stories where it isn't really just a good versus evil story. It's more just kind of like they're dealing with something strange that's going on while they're out there in space.
In the neighborhood?
There's some episodes where the main villains barely put in a cameo appearance. They're not the main focus of that. Like, it was much more intelligently written than that, and that really impressed me that they were taking this show based on a toy, essentially, and giving it that extra level of writing quality. I really enjoyed it a lot, and still waiting for a proper DVD release over here.
Yeah, those are pretty cool toys. I got those as hand-me-downs, and they had like gear. Switch it, like where you press a button and it would come together. It would come into like a little square, so it could fit in the back of the major ship.
Yeah,
and you could shove it together.
They called it Magnalock.
Magnalock.
Yeah.
And one of my brothers had the big ship, I think they call it the Black Widow, but I'm sure that's not the correct name. It was like a black ship
It
with
might be. I don't know. I don't
orange
remember.
on it, and the white ship, which was looked really cool. It looked like an actual spaceship, kind of.
Yeah, I actually bought. They released most of the episodes. I think they released 10 of the 13 episodes on VHS, and I managed to get my hands on all 10 that they released. Not an easy feat, I have to say. These are definitely collector's items nowadays. But And then I found a fan that had the other 3 episodes recorded off TV in pretty decent quality. So between all those sources, I managed to make my own fan set of it at least. But it would still be nice to have an official release. I gotta rewatch this again. Actually, I really enjoyed this show, and I like to sit down. And, it's only 13 episodes. You can watch that on one sitting.
So wait, you have a fan set of that series?
Would you like to see it, Skinslip? Perhaps we'll watch it online one night.
I'd like to at least watch the first couple of episodes.
MKV rip, I think,
Yeah,
of
definitely.
that show.
Pardon?
I think I have an MKV rip of that show.
Really?
Yeah.
I wonder if they're from my old fan set, because I did make my fan set available online briefly. I did a VCD set many moons ago. I later did it again as a DVD set for myself, but I never distributed that one. I still have it though. Still have a copy of it somewhere.
Was that through Demonoid?
No, this was even before.
No, it was not through Steve at all.
This was long before the BitTorrent networks. This was through chat rooms and stuff. It was literally
Hardcore.
user groups of cartoon collectors trading with other cartoon collectors. It's I've got this on tape, I've got that on tape. Let's exchange. And you would.
I think I got Jace off of you from somewhere, and I'm sure it was you.
Maybe. I don't know.
Somewhere.
But that's before the DVD that's now came out.
Yeah. No, Jace was one of the holy grail shows for a very, very long time. And it was only available as crappy bootlegs. I was lucky in that I at least had the VHS releases of about almost half of them. So I had a good chunk. I think I got 25 episodes or thereabouts of the 65. So I had a good chunk of them.
So I actually have a quick question.
Yep.
Cops. Did Cops have a movie, or was it just Brave? Was it Bravestar I'm thinking of?
No, it was just Bravestar.
Okay, and the Bravestar movie's on the Best of Bravestar, but not anywhere else, right?
Correct.
Oh, singularly by
Yes.
BCI, right?
It was on the Best of
Okay.
Bravestar, and they also did just an individual release. But you might as well get the Best of set, because not just because it has some more episodes, but it has additional extras on that set that are on the solo set that are specific to the movie. So there's a lot of stuff about the making of the movie on there. It's really, really good stuff.
I may or may not have the medal coming in, Mr. Madness himself.
Plus, the Best of set is usually pretty dirt cheap still.
I was just curious. I was adding things to my wish list.
Yeah,
I was
definitely
I
get
don't
that.
remember.
It's definitely worth getting. The Bravestar movie is just fucking awesome. Actually, that DVD was the first time I'd ever seen it. I'd heard about it for years, but I could never find it anywhere. So when I finally got the DVD, that was the first thing I did was watch the movie. Oh, is it Street Sharks? Yeah.
Metal
yeah.
Madness will be home in a minute.
Yeah, I got Street Sharks as well. And Haji says complete series set for $5. Yeah, it's all 40 episodes in one set. And an
I
episode
wish I
of
could
Cops.
get it.
And a bonus episode
I
of
don't
Cops.
have $5. I can't buy these things. I spent my last $2 on a soda the other day. I
Wow.
literally had $0.
I don't
My
know
name.
how that goes.
I just filed for my disability, and that's going to take at least 9 months.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And that's probably up to 3 arbitrations I have to go through.
That's crazy.
Maybe get a final verdict of no.
After
and then
9
be
months of jumping through hoops.
Yeah, but if I get it, I get back paid for those 9 months.
Oh, that's good.
So that's here's a fat check. I'm buying a new computer.
Yeah.
And a PS4. And a
Yeah.
new camera.
And a camera.
And new headphones.
Yeah.
And a sound system.
Yeah.
And
Or maybe you pay back your best friends the money that you lent you.
eh.
What's this responsibility of which you speak?
Oh no, you don't get to complain, Alex. I owe my friend Colin I think $3,000 still.
Wow.
Well, I've owed him for 7 years.
Yeah, but Colin has money.
No, he doesn't actually.
I thought. Okay.
He doesn't even have the money to pay the electric bill to run his computer to play things on Steam.
Is this like the YouTube partner syndrome where everybody who's not a partner thinks everybody who is a partner makes oodles and oodles and oodles of money?
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically.
We don't.
Like, motherfucker.
No, I'm probably thinking of another friend.
No, Colin used to. Colin does not.
Okay, it's
Well-
it's used to then.
Yeah, he's trying to get back in school, and then he'll be cozy again, I should say. And by has money, I mean he could live.
Javier
At
says.
the time when I was borrowing money from him, he had a job.
Javier says, when you get disability, you can never work ever again in the U.S.
That's not true. You can't make more than $300 a month. There's a difference.
Wow. Well, you can always get paid under the table, I'm sure.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And anything that goes into my PayPal, it's never going to my bank account.
There you go.
I'm going to disconnect. I'm going to make it all new PayPal for that.
Just use that strictly for buying stuff.
Yep,
online.
for the show.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. Is everyone's like, "Oh, you're a partner now. You're in full screen." Like, yeah. Do you know how much I'm making this month? The most money I've ever made. I'm making $2 this month.
Whoa, dude.
Before I was making 40 cents a month. I am
Dude,
not
that
losing
means
any money.
by the end of next month, you can get another soda.
No, I can't. 'Cause I have to wait till we're $100. That's why.
Oh yeah, but then
So no, in 3
then you
years,
can get 50 sodas.
in
That's
3
gonna
years
be
I
a
can get
glorious
50
day.
sodas. Awesome. So yeah,
That'll be your triumph day when you come home with a big ass box full of 50 sodas.
I'll just be carrying cases up the stairs. Bonk.
Oh, it was.
Cases.
I remember when I got my first Google payout. It was a big celebration. It had been under the $100 threshold for a while, but then I had a really good month where I made like another $100, so it pushed it way over. I remember what it was. There was a screw up with like my PIN and stuff, so the account wasn't configured properly to give me the payouts after the threshold. So it just kept accumulating money for a while, but wasn't paying me out. I'm like, well, what the hell's going on? So I got it all figured out, got it sorted out. So by the time I finally got my first payout, it was like over $200, and that went straight to the real Ghostbusters complete collection. So
Yes.
the YouTube show literally paid for that collection, and then I gave it back to the show in the form of an epic 5-part review. So there you go. That was my.
Yeah, see, that's the thing is, if I make any money from YouTube, it's just going to go into buying stuff for the YouTube to show people.
Absolutely. Well, it's the same
to
thing
do
with
stuff.
mine. I mean, obviously some of it's going to go towards living expenses as required, but anything on top of that goes straight back into the show.
Yeah, but
Equipment,
that's-
movies, games, books, comics, whatever.
I've kind of got ability, so I don't have to worry about it anymore. I can contribute to the household I live in.
Yeah.
You know?
So
I won't ever be able to live alone because if I fall and hurt myself severely, I can't get up.
Rob Jensen says, "Get off soda, Skin Slip. The caffeine addiction's not worth it. I quit soda 3 months ago." You know what?
Good for you,
I'll
Rob. Go
smoke
fuck
to
yourself.
that.
Go fuck yourself.
Rob, I'm actually in the same boat as you. I quit sodas around the same time, about 2.5, almost 3 months ago. But
I don't drink it for the caffeine.
The reason I don't drink it is because I prefer not to be gurgly all night and have the shits the next day. So
Soda are you drinking?
So I have irritable bowel syndrome, so I literally cannot drink soda. I can drink really watered down soda from that fucking Burger
You
King.
can drink flat soda, actually.
Yes.
If you take a Pepsi and just twist the cap up just a little bit in the fridge, it actually still tastes good as long as it's ice cold. As long as it's ice cold, it tastes fine.
It's the carbonated water that it just fucks my stomach up. It makes me
My dad got a lap band, and he can't drink soda at all carbonated, so he has to. He twists the cap off a little bit, puts it in the fridge for an hour, pulls it out, and it's flat. So all the
it's weird though.
When I visited for Christmas, all the soda was flat, so I got used to it.
The carbonation in sodas and Sprite and Mountain Dew and some Pepsi and Coke fucks up my stomach, but I could drink a beer, no problem. I could down alcohol.
Not as much carbonation, that's why.
Yeah, I could down alcohol and beer and stuff like that and nobody's business, and I'll be fine the next day. So that's good. At least I can still
balance too.
I can still get plastered and be fine.
Because I think soda, especially if you're drinking diet sodas, your system becomes quite acidic. Isn't that correct?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It causes a lot of sulfur in your stomach and a lot of sulfates and methane. And so you'll burp and fart like nobody's business, and it'll all smell real bad. It's like rotten eggs.
Yeah, and then your digestion's probably fucked too, right?
Yeah.
For 25 years of consistently drinking Pepsi, I probably fucked something up.
There was a documentary called King Corn.
Oh yeah, King Corn.
And that talks
that one. That's a good
about
one.
corn, and a lot of the manufacturing of the soda is made out of corn syrup. So
Yep.
that also is not something that's readily digestible
And
in the
it
human
was-
body.
It was done because it was believed it would be cheaper, but it actually isn't any cheaper than using cane sugar.
Mhm.
literally
And there's
the thing is-
That is what
Zevia
irritates
too,
me
right?
the most. I have nothing against high fructose corn
No.
syrup. I just think Pepsi tastes better with cane sugar.
I am
To be
the
honest,
exact opposite,
Zevia.
actually.
Which is
I like
sweet
corn syrup
leaf.
in my Pepsi. But the thing about corn syrup is the reason why they do it is because they own the corn crops and they get subsidies from the government for the corn.
Yeah,
They don't
that's
get
what the
subsidies from the government for
documentary's
growing
about.
sugar. That's the
Yeah.
reason why they switched. It's a purely business reason.
It's America's crop. It's in dog and cat food. It's in
It's in nearly everything we eat, actually.
everything processed. Yeah, typically.
Nearly, yeah.
Nearly, there are some natural things that have.
Well,
Uh,
they in King Corn they said like 45% of your hair is corn. Because the average person's hair is like corn because of the diet they eat or whatever. It's like
yeah,
the
one of the
protein source.
one of
Yeah.
the have here in the U.S. is what is considered natural, and high fructose corn syrup is considered a natural ingredient.
It isn't though.
It isn't a natural ingredient, but it is considered, if you eat something that's considered natural, like a product or a food product that is all natural, you can still have high fructose corn syrup. And
Yep.
it still be considered
In Europe you
natural.
can't because Europe's smarter than us.
Yes.
For a reason.
Yes, we are the country that actually proclaimed pizza to be a vegetable. So
Yeah, I can't believe that happened. It was
I
ridiculous.
can't believe that's true. I mean, I'm like literally not joking. That we actually are. We've written down and made it official that pizza with meat is a vegetable.
What?
And cheese and salt. Yeah, because there's so much sauce on it, they consider it a vegetable for
There's so
dietary
You mean like the
school lunches.
FDA or the
For
Yes.
school
food
lunches,
health?
the
specifically.
school lunches and the FDA.
What?
It counts towards like a percentage of your vegetable content for that day.
Yeah.
Right, because
So
there's so
there-
much like tomato sauce and there's wheat.
Yeah, it's maybe
bread.
like
I mean,
a
it,
10th of 1% probably.
this is literally as stupid as that Bill Cosby sketch where he's talking about feeding his kids a cake for breakfast because it has milk and eggs and flour in it. So it's literally that stupid. So
At least we're not like dogs or cats. They go through a fucking shitload of crap in their dog food, in their own food. Sorry,
I
like
know-
chicken
I don't
byproduct.
know all this. My own mother actually works in the distribution department at P&G that distributes
Iams.
Iams, Yukonuba,
Yeah.
and stuff like that to other countries. And all of the forms and shit that she tells us that has to fill out is just ridiculous about all the stuff that the regulations, like if they ship to, because they'll ship to like Iraq and Iran and stuff like that. And with their, obviously everything there's got to be like fucking kosher. It can't have pork in it. It can't have. It's. But yeah, I know all about the. Not stuff I want to know about, but I do know all about the dog and cat food business.
It's a lot of advertising, though. The product is mostly made out of the same ingredients. You take the 5 leading brands, and then they claim it's, specific for a puppy, specific for an adult, when really the protein source is all they
It's
need.
really
It's
stupid
good
about all
quality.
these regulations they have, and it's just like, okay, I guess I can understand some of these nations because they actually eat dog, but but
Yeah, that's true.
most of these dogs lick their own ass and don't have any problem with it. So you really think they give a shit on the amount of beef byproduct that's in their food? I mean, literally, they'll lick each other's asses.
Yeah, but
It's actually all the
Probably
kinds of
some
things
people-
worry about.
We have
But
a
some of
pill
it has
that
to do with
purposely
the
made-
veterinarian recommended one. So like IM's not, but like maybe
I mean,
Science Diet is, right?
It's also
Which-
coming from a country that makes a pill that makes their shit taste bad. We have to create a pill so they won't eat their own shit.
Really, I just taught my dog not to eat its own shit by slapping it upside the head and trying to eat its own shit, or the cat's shit,
So
for that
it's
matter.
just like,
Like, no! The dog's like, put it your, and then goes again, like, no! Stop that! And guess what? The dog learns real goddamn quick not to eat its own shit. That's how you train a fucking dog. No, you don't have to necessarily whack it hard, but you gotta make it go thunk, like, what the fuck, I used to knock on the dog's head, like, what is your problem? What is your problem? Stop trying to hump the cat. The cat does not want to be humped.
Or does it?
Neither does Fred Flintstone. Now leave him alone.
Stop it! Oh God! Stop fucking Eeyore, please.
That was probably one of the funniest things I ever saw when I was in high school. I had a dog. Sparky was a fox terrier Chihuahua mix. He was black and white wire hair, and he was deer-legged. This is just one ugly fucking dog.
We had a Chihuahua Jack Russell mix. So it was a Jack Russell body and a Chihuahua head. But she was really smart. She actually, when she stole my wife's stuffed animals, ripped a hole in the butt so she could fuck it with her tail, because she thought she was a boy, and she was using her tail like a penis, and she put a hole in the ass area of the animal to fuck it appropriately. That what? How did you know?
What's funny about my dog's name was Sparky. What was funny about Sparky is when I got home one day from school, I walked in the door. I was wondering where. Figured he was outside, so I walked in the living room, and you could see the outside backyard just from the giant window we had. So I pulled up the blinds to look, and there's my dog, middle of the backyard, with Fred Flintstone bent over, just humping this thing to nobody, like literally, like he was going to mate with this fucking dog.
Going to town on it.
Yes. And it's just like, good lord. So I just go, and I shut the blinds again, and just walk away.
Just really slowly, trying to walk slowly away.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah. Yeah. So that happened. So. My dog wasn't all that. Well, he was special. Let's just say that.
He's Asian.
Let's just be honest here. There was something special about Sparky. He was retarded, you would say. Literally, he'd be happy when you told him he was going to go to the vet. He would run sideways. I'm not quite sure how he did it, but he did it. His ass and his head would be in the same level as he ran down the hallway. He never really kept both, like he would have both sets of teeth out when he would bark, but when he closed his mouth, one set would be hanging out and one would be under his lip. So he kind of always had this pit bull derp look on his face. And then when it would get cold, and he didn't fully understand snow, because we had gotten this dog in California and then moved out to Ohio, so he wasn't exactly a dog for snow. So we'd set him outside, he'd get confused, stand there until his feet got frozen, then we'd take him inside, and then he would start whining because his feet hurt because they were cold. So, and then he'd go piss in the corner of the house. So it's just like, yeah, it's about time we got rid of this dog. Because we had a house with white walls and white carpet with piss stains in every corner of the house. So, yeah, he wasn't fit for Ohio, let's just say that. So that ended it had to have been maybe 5-year life reign of Sparky the dog. My household. Cyber6 says, who else is hoping that Sean would hurt himself?
Always.
Every time he's away from camera. I always expect him to fall.
I like that. He's adding more cheese. Supposedly Canada consumes a fucking load of cheese. Like enough to block their shit every day.
I haven't pooped in months. What are you doing? Eating cheese. Why?
Well, the funny thing is, it's friggin' expensive in Canada compared to most countries, and we're the most purchaser in terms of per capita.
I guess. What do you think is the average for a pound of sharp cheddar? A block pound.
I'm not too sure. I think it varies, like depending on what kind you get. But if it's like regular standards, probably like $6-7 probably. High end, probably $11.
I was gonna say it's about for a pound block, or just a regular pound block. Let's see. Last time I checked, I was at Walmart. It was like $4, $3.99.
Yeah, and that's your like the store brand, and then
That's
like a,
that's actually like a name brand.
oh wow,
A store brand, like a great value brand, would be less than that. It'd be like $2.99, $1.99.
holy shit!
Something like that. But it would get up to the $4 for the store brand. $4 would be if you wanted it sliced.
Well, that's probably due to a subsidy, I think, through the milk industry in America.
Yeah, and and out here, it ranges depending on where you live. I know you go to some of the. It's cheaper if you go to some of the more cheese capitals, like if you go to Wisconsin, and so like that. cheese is actually fairly cheap because it's so abundant there, and it's like the cheese capital of the U.S.
Transformers.
Electrical transformers.
Well, Charles, that's because it's Boar's Head, fucking creamy Havarti. That's I'm talking like just.
I see that. You check if they're the left and right earbuds. You care.
I do care.
You should care. God.
I don't want to hear things in the opposite direction of where they are.
You don't want to hear things wrong. There's a right and wrong way to hear things.
That's right. Yeah, cheese is pretty expensive here. Like normally that bag of shredded cheese you just saw me use there, normally that goes for about $7. I only buy it when it's on sale at Shoppers Drug Mart. Damn. It goes on
you were
sale.
saying, why don't you buy block cheese and slice it yourself? We were asking that last night.
Because that's even more expensive.
Is it really?
Here it's the opposite.
You can get more shredded out of it, though.
Yeah, you probably
here
can.
We pay for the convenience. We pay more for the convenience of having it pre-shredded.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a higher initial investment, and you don't get that much more cheese with a block.
The average,
more, obviously, but
the average brand, like if you don't want to buy an off-brand here, like a great value brand, an average everyday brand that the average American buys is something like Sargento cheese for snicky people.
Just saying.
And a bag of Sargento runs you about maybe $5-6.
Yeah.
And if you get a block of Sargento, it's actually cheaper. It's like $3 or $4 because you pay for the convenience of having it pre-shredded.
Holy shit. Okay, yeah. Cheese is rich man's food up here. It's like for just a typical block of cheese, you're looking at least $10.
But I was telling them that Canadians consume a lot of goddamn cheese, enough to block their shit for a week.
Yeah. Yeah, you'd think with how popular cheese is, it would be cheaper. But no. They've come to realize they can charge us that much, and we will pay it because we love cheese.
Hey, and it goes, well, Canada is convenient by nature. You have to pay more if you want to cut the cheese.
There you go. Rob Jensen says, okay, what happened to all the Walmart hate? It seems like people are saying they're getting good stuff there all the time when they said never again before.
I never had a problem with Walmart.
I have a problem with Walmart's business practices, not with
I think it has a problem when your only singular source is Walmart and there's no other competition where they've killed the competition so much that there's nothing around. Then you're at the will of Walmart.
Here, actually, more specifically just in the Cincinnati area of Ohio, Walmart's actually getting their asses kicked.
Yeah.
By we have a Kroger's out here that's actually cheaper than Walmart in a lot of cases. Literally almost by dollar amounts cheaper.
Walmart's no longer the cheapest one.
For me, for food deals, I'll go to Walmart. But in terms of, I guess in terms of priority, I'll go to Shoppers Drug Mart first, just to get whatever staple items they have on sale, because they have a really good points system there where you can actually accumulate a lot of points and get money back for it. It's good. Or exchange them for whatever. Then I'll go to Superstore, because Superstore just generally has really good deals all the time on everything, and a lot of their no-name brand stuff is often quite good and comparable to name brands, but a lot cheaper, like noticeably cheaper. And then finally I'll go to Walmart for other deals. Mostly what I go to Walmart for, I mean, I'll go there for cheap groceries, but I mainly go there for DVD and Blu-ray deals a lot of the time.
Yep.
Because they have terrific sales there.
Candy.
Yeah.
Candy's really good.
And
Candy's good too.
furniture and hardware.
Bags of nuts. Like that.
Charles, what you said makes no sense. Why would Kroger be worried about being bought out by Fry's?
Because Fry's wants to expand their business.
And
That's
there's a
actually-
Fry's grocery store
Kroger's
too.
is a grocery store.
Also, no, Fry's is also a grocery store. There's a Fry's
Yeah.
grocery. That's what he's probably talking
Oh,
about.
I had no idea about that. I had always
Yeah.
heard Fry's as a competitor like Microcenter.
Oh no, Fry's grocery actually came first, and the sons of Fry, the guy who created Fry's grocery, ended up not selling their portion of the Fry's grocery and made their own thing called Fry's Electronics later on.
Brian asks, do you guys like poutine? A big fat yes. Love
I've never had
poutine.
Never had it.
I'm an American. I've never had poutine.
What's
I've
funny
had
is-
gravy on fries before, but never.
What I've always found funny
cheese
about
curds.
that is it seems to be a distinctly Canadian thing, yet one of the big places to get poutine here is New York Fries. So you get the New York fries, which are really good French fries to begin with. Then you put the cheese curds on there, and then the gravy on there, and oh god, it's so good. It's just like drool tastic.
We're known for deep fried pickles.
But yeah, poutine
Deep
is
fried
awesome.
anything,
Definitely.
really.
Definitely.
That's one of our.
Figure fries with gravy, add some cheese in there. There you go, poutine.
That's one of our big thing is if you can hold it in your hand, you can deep fry it. We've even deep fried beer.
Deep fried
We
beer.
can deep fry hands too.
Now the way deep fried beer works pretty much is they actually puff raviolis full of beer. And deep fry it.
Ah, okay.
You'd also take just the straight batter and deep fry like chunks of the batter, of your batter.
Oh yeah, beer batter. Yeah.
Where you're out in Nanaimo, don't they have Nanaimo bars that are? Isn't that named after Nanaimo?
Hmm?
Huh?
Oh, no one knows what Nanaimo bars are? Never mind.
No.
Okay.
There you go.
They're like
There's a question.
Dino just stares at you.
they're kind of like this like batter on the very bottom. Then they've got this coconut icing, and then they've got like this thick ass chocolate on the top, and then they cut up into bars.
Sounds awesome.
And it's really
Try that.
good. Sometimes they make mint ones, and it's just a whole bunch of friggin' chocolate.
I love chocolate, so you're speaking
Just
my
like
language,
that,
down
bro.
for it.
Look at a picture, and you're like,
Deep
oh
fried
my
and whole
gosh, a brownie. Why was I eating brownies all my life?
Some of the more popular, just fattening things that you can deep fry out here is the deep fried Twinkie, the deep fried Oreo.
My favorite is the deep fried Oreo sandwich, ice cream sandwich.
Yes.
Insane.
There's a deep fried cheesecake. There's frozen cheesecake on a stick.
Oh, that one's so good too.
It's literally just a slice of cheesecake that's been frozen, rock solid, and then dipped in chocolate. We know how to make you fat to the point that your eyes will pop, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. That explains. Yeah. Welcome to
But-
America. You're fat. Moving on.
Yeah, and what's funny is that's kind of the stigma and the scenario that most other countries get for the U.S. But congratulations, U.S., we are not the fattest nation anymore.
Nope.
Nope, Mexico is.
And
Mexico
yet
has top place.
their length of life is longer than ours still.
Yes,
Go figure.
longer, but they are fatter. than
Well, they
us.
have a lot of fresh vegetables, right? They're all
Yeah.
made there. So.
But they're also
I was
fatter,
going to
so
make
it's
a
kinda
very
like
racist
weird,
joke,
right?
is they may be fat, but they all work in fields, so they get pretty good exercise.
Oh, that's only happens.
Supposedly,
I
a
know.
lot of ground beef is made from Mexico and then imported to the United States
And we give them corn.
and then somehow labeled as U.S. product because it's not ground, it's the cow, and then it's ground
Now-
in America.
Now,
and
this
then
isn't
it's
racist.
served.
This is actually truly legit. That all the corn that is grown in Mexico is the reason why a lot of Mexicans don't have all their teeth. And this is the same exact reason why a lot of the heads, skulls from what is that? That ancient village that's up on top of the giant mountain.
Mayan?
Machu
No,
Picchu?
Machu Picchu, thank you.
Oh.
If you look at a lot of the skeletons, they're also missing teeth because their crops were primarily corn, and corn is really bad for your teeth.
Yep.
Why do people feel the need to announce when they don't like a particular topic that I'm covering on my YouTube channel?
Because they
feel
think
like
you
they
care.
Just got a comment
Little
says on the package opening video I did today. Like somehow I'm to blame for the stuff people send me in packages. Says, sorry guys, I stopped watching this channel because of all the Doctor Who stuff, and I used to watch everything on here like God was on here.
What?
Well, that's a problem for you.
So
It's like, okay,
you don't
so-
like Doctor Who, so you... I mean,
Don't
there's
watch-
tons of people that I subscribe to on YouTube that do
Yeah.
subjects that I don't care about. I just don't watch the videos.
Yeah, I really don't get this. Like, why is this so hard for people? Just because you're subscribed to a channel does not mean you're obligated to watch or even like everything that's on that channel. Watch what
Because
you
people
like,
make a difference.
don't
that's
watch
why.
what you don't.
If
Simple
they,
as
if they
that.
say something, they'll
Like
change.
perfect example, I just started watching Metal Jesus Rocks on YouTube, and he does
Metal Jesus.
he does recent videos about iPad games. I don't give a shit about iPad games.
Well, there you
so
go. So you
I
just
don't watch those
those.
videos.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah,
go back
he
and
does
do
other
archives
fun
Do you
of
leave
those
him
videos.
dicky comments about how, oh, I don't like these videos?
You should cater to me.
Yeah. it's
Actually,
like-
I'm a bit more of a better fan than this person.
Well, some people don't know how to say, like, I love
will
your
even give
old
those
stuff,
videos a
but
chance.
keep on rocking the free roll, you know? Like,
Yeah, well, so basically I said, and this applies to everybody, so because of one topic that I've been covering in some videos, staggered between multitudes of videos on other topics, you've stopped watching? Not sure why you felt the need to announce it. It's not like I'm going to stop covering Doctor Who, you know, during the 50th anniversary year. And also not like I'm going to stop doing videos of other topics, which I haven't. Did you not notice? I finally did the Transformers vids everybody's been wanting for years. Whatever. Bye. I just don't understand how some people's brains
They're
work,
not-
or rather
they
don't.
weren't-
They're not working. That's the problem.
Yeah.
When he said I was a fan and I watched your channel like God was there, yeah, I seriously doubt he was an actual fan.
Yeah.
He got pissed off at one topic that you did.
It's like, oh my
He's not
god,
a fan.
he's branching out to other topics. The
Not a good
bastard. How dare he not cater only to the
Well,
things
trust me,
that
I will
want.
openly admit, and I will openly admit to your face, that there are plenty of videos that I did not watch because the subject matter I did not care.
Well,
Well, I guess
that's,
it's to do with the
I-
trending, though, right?
I
A lot of
fully
these-
expect that of everyone. I don't expect everyone to watch everything. You know?
So,
I don't watch everything everybody else is. I watch what's of interest to me. It's like, I mean, it's a YouTube... I've said this before, I'll say it again. It's a YouTube channel. Think of it like a TV channel. Do you watch
Watch
absolutely
everything.
every single show that's on every
you
single
literally sit there
channel that you watch?
24/7 and watch every inch of that channel all day,
No,
every day.
Maybe. Maybe I do.
It's like, no, you watch the shows you like. And do you send angry letters to them because there's a show on there you don't like? No. I'm sure you'd rather just flip to another channel and watch something you do like. Or go outside. It's not difficult, people.
Lack of common sense. That's true. There you go. That's the answer.
Oh yeah, Rob Johnson. He says, I know it, and there's the idiot who just kept doing Doctor Who.
Oh,
Dr.
God,
Who.
Oh, yeah,
that
he's
guy.
gone.
I blocked him. I blocked him
Yeah.
because I got just sick of it. It's like, come on.
Outside? What is this?
Well, there you go. See, now that's better. Rob says, I know, then this deal you just kept doing Doctor Who, Doctor Who, Doctor Who. Come on. Besides, your vids made me a Doctor Who fan, on top of several other things. Well, that's good. I mean, my channel is about sharing my passion for things that are of interest to or important to me. Now, if some of those things happen to coincide with things that my viewers are passionate about, great, that's awesome. But I don't expect all of them to be passionate about the same things, and we all like different things. For example, there's a video coming up where I address some comments I've been getting, questions I've been getting. Hey, Sean, you gonna get that awesome Power Rangers 20th anniversary set? Huh? Are ya? To which my
No.
answer is quite simply no. Because I'm not a Power Rangers fan. I don't care about Power Rangers. If you are, that's great. More power to you. It looks like a fucking awesome set. Enjoy. If I was a fan, I would be wetting myself over that set. As I'm not, I acknowledge that it's a cool set and definitely something fans have been waiting for far too long and finally deservedly have. But it's just not something that I'm interested in, so no, I won't be getting it.
A bit of fanboy Sean gushing here. If it wasn't for Mr. Zeronizerek over here, I wouldn't know about Jason the Wheeled Warriors.
There you go.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Yay.
And Brave Star.
Yay.
Every single complete series.
See, I think that's part of it. Is a lot of my viewers are hardcore cartoon fans, and that's awesome. I'm a hardcore cartoon fan too, and because I think for about a year there, I was doing a lot of cartoon-related videos. So they came to my channel expecting it to be nothing but cartoons all the time, and it's like, well, no, actually, it's not. I like a lot of other stuff. If you haven't noticed, my collection is not just cartoons. I mean, yes, that's a huge part of it, but that's not everything, you know. And so Sumi, Doctor Who is something that has always been a big part of my personal fandom and my, you know, my television and sci-fi fandom history. So, if anything, it's a subject that I've been wanting to talk about more for a very long time, but just haven't got around to it. So I'm making up for lost time. Suck on it.
Literally, suck on it.
Yeah.
He likes that.
Exactly.
The other draw I had to his channel originally was the fact that I'm a gamer. Been a gamer all my life. Absolutely. So
yeah.
And I figured my now fairly massive game collection.
Oh yeah. Well, Garbage Gamer here actually comes to a lot of my Twitch sessions, and I knew he would.
Yes.
Whenever I do them early enough that he's not half asleep. Robes Marlin says, I remember the guy that tried to challenge your movie buff status. That was hilarious. I think you posted most of the convo on Facebook. Oh, which one? There's been
my personal favorite was I don't think did he ever challenge you directly, Mr. Goldmere?
No, he never really. He didn't really attack me. He was more just attacking Blu-ray generally, and my rants were what kind of caught his eye. So.
It's not as good as TV.
I do have an opinion on some Blu-ray on like
Metal Madness is here.
Metal Madness in the house.
Metal Madness. What?
I had a discussion with my brother about comedies on Blu-ray, where the visuals are more distracting and you don't hear the punchline as much because you're so focused on the cinematography. When I watch it on DVD, it's a blur, and I really just are involved in the jokes and the punchline. So watching on DVD is sometimes more enjoyable than a Blu-ray, whether it be crappy or
I definitely
don't see more cinematography.
I don't prioritize comedies in my collection of Blu-ray.
I know a lot of people don't, and they get really cruddy releases for the most part.
Yeah, it depends. Like, they do seem to, even when they're put on Blu-ray, they just seem to be kind of thrown onto Blu-ray.
Remasters usually.
Like 2008 remastering.
Well, we were looking at the screenshots of the recent Blu-ray release of The Jerk, and it's definitely not a stellar release by any means. It's a perfectly adequate release, but it's nothing special.
It's probably an HD DVD copy, because that came out on HD DVD.
That's probably what it is. Actually, that makes sense.
Which is 2007 or something.
It could be, just to.
But it had a lot of digital noise reduction.
Or it wasn't that. It was digital. What the hell? You had another term for it. I forget what it was now.
It was the other one. It's the type of it's a type of DNR. That's the thing.
Is it where they apply a fake film grain?
No.
It was to clear out a lot of the white or the blackness. Yeah. And when it does, it averages out the most common color in the scene and fills the black spaces of grain.
And it screws up people's skin tones usually.
No, it doesn't look too bad. It just has this weird, not quite realistic look to it.
Yeah.
It doesn't look too bad. It's better than like waxing people up.
Sorry, getting back to the other conversation here. Charles says some people don't understand that a person can have more than one passion, and that's very true. I think the problem is a lot of my viewers are very singular in their interests, and when I branch out and show different aspects of things that I'm passionate about, they just can't cope, and instead of just moving on, they lash out. Like, for example, when I did Texas Movie Shack, I couldn't believe how angry and vindictive people got when I did Texas Movie Shack. Like, really? It's a bit of fun. Chill the fuck out.
I thought it was hilarious.
And it was just, for me, it was just a more interesting and entertaining way and creative way, I thought, to present my old Super 8 movie films. That was the whole purpose of that, was to present my Super 8 movie films. And I thought, these are old, cheesy things I did when I was 12, so let's cheese it up even more by having these cheesy characters introducing them, you know.
And on top of that, we got to meet an actual Tex who was on Tosh.0.
We did, yeah. Well, I'd actually known him before, but
Tex Drubner.
But he definitely appreciated it.
I remember
Tex
that.
Drubner, yeah.
And there was a video where he was wearing
here.
He was wearing the aviator glasses or what have you, and he looked exactly like me as Tex, but this was the real life Tex. It was awesome. But yeah, people just can't cope sometimes, and it's like they need to understand that not everybody thinks like them, and just fixates on one frickin' thing. To me, that's really boring. I don't like to fixate on one thing. You know, I'll go on binges. I'll talk about Doctor Who a lot. I'll talk about Transformers a lot. I'll talk about Conan a lot. You know, I'll do a bunch of videos about comic books. It's a bunch of videos about cartoons. My passions change. I mean, they're always there. They always
some go
exist.
dormant for a while.
But you know, it goes up and down. There's going to be a time where I do a lot more stuff about Robotech, for example. I did the big Robotech disambiguation. It's about time I rewatched Robotech, so you're probably going to see some Robotech stuff in the foreseeable future, you know? And people just need to
talk
chill the
Miami
fuck
Vice
out.
eventually.
Hey,
Miami Vice. I still got to do an overview of the Miami Vice set, and we've actually been watching it lately, so...
I need to watch.
Do you happen to collect movie tickets to movies that you've seen?
Yes, I actually have a huge. I have an envelope full of them. There's a few strays that I need to find and. Put
A lot
in
of
there.
mine have faded.
But yeah, if they use that old like heat. Thing like fax machine style.
A lot of my favorite ones have faded, and I'm very sad.
Yeah, I've got some like that, but
As of right now,
I had a box of them. Like a shoebox.
I've only collected 2 movie tickets in my entire life. Those are just
that
movies
guy.
That...
Sorry, carry on. Oh,
No, I was just going to say
back
that.
to a sec.
I was just going to say the only 2 movie tickets I've ever kept. One was the recent one when I saw Pacific Rim.
Yeah.
Because I know that's going to be kind of a groundbreaking movie. I just know it.
Yeah.
And the second one was the first ever bring back of Star Wars in the theaters. In 95?
90. Was it the special editions or?
It was the first THX remastering with the first added set of special features.
Yeah.
Done by George Lucas, done in the early mid-90s.
Sorry, Robes Marlin just said something, referring back to the guy who was challenged by movie buff status, said something about you not having enough Pacino and De Niro in your collection. Yeah, I remember the guy you're talking about now. Yeah, because apparently Pacino and De Niro define one's movie buff status.
Well, I think that has to do with like the AFI kind of deal that was like 10 years, 12 years ago, where people went by AFI.
Well, and people seem to just not understand the fact that what I currently have in my collection does not represent all that I have owned at some point, nor does it represent all that I have seen at some point. There's a lot of movies that I've seen that I simply don't own. I just saw them at a friend's house or in the theater or on TV or, you know, my mom's VHS collection or whatever, but I just never owned them because they're not necessarily the kind of movies I would watch over and over again, so I don't rush out to buy them. But it doesn't mean I didn't like them. Doesn't mean I'm not aware of them, you know. But people just look at what's in front of them in the here and now. I still get people commenting on my collection overview from 2006, saying, "Well, that's not a big collection." It's like, no, it wasn't back then. But actually, back then, that was considered a big collection because a lot of people didn't have big collections. You know, it was still kind of, you know, all us obsessive collectors were just kind of getting rolling. But yeah, so I know. I think it's grown quite a bit since 2006.
Yeah.
And hi, Nicole. Nicole in the house says,
Actually,
"What
I
is
think
this?
my
Everyone
collection's
doesn't think
grown
like
quite a
me,"
bit
of which
since
you speak.
2006. I never thought in a million years that I'd actually be able to fill a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shelf, like bookshelf full of DVDs.
Yeah.
Do you still use
I'll be right back. I'm just gonna check on my pizza.
Let me see if I can pull the
Metal.
camera around here. Of course not. Where is it? Where is it pulling from? Oh, right there.
I have a 7 bookshelf full of movies, and that's not even including all my games and books and comics.
Oh, let me pull my camera around here.
Everything. Jeez.
Well, that I have to use a light here. That's just my gaming shelf, right there.
Bringing Muhammad to the mountain. We'll bring the mountain to Muhammad.
You know what I think is impressive with game collections? Games require a lot more time to view than movies.
Check
Typical.
out.
Oh, the thing is with game collections, half the time, a lot of the game collectors won't even have played more than half of their collection.
See, that's the difference with me, though. I've played every single game.
I can believe that because I have like probably 1,000 Blu-rays I haven't watched, which is ridiculous.
And that's, like I said, up here is my PC game shelf. Goes from friggin'.
I guess it's Sean had a video where he's like your own TV channel. You can decide. I think he was with Annette at this time, and they were talking about how they're not the whimsical. I really like that idea that you can pick and choose. It's not that you are always going to be choosing something different, so you can pick and choose at any time from your archive, which is your own personal collection, of what you really want to watch that day. If you really wanted to, you could 100% watch what's in your collection, or you could actually watch something online, play a video game, whatever. It's just at your thumbs, essentially.
Yeah. As in here, is sitting in this bucket here, is my.
Metal! How are you, bro?
Those Atari games?
Atari 2600 games.
Tough stuff. Oh, shit.
Metal.
Collected.
Metal.
I managed to collect all of these in the span of 6 months, maybe.
Greetings.
And I mean, and there's like all the notables in here. There's.
Are you in Oregon? What state are you?
He's in Tennessee, sir.
No. Tennessee.
Tennessee.
He's in the same time zone as I am.
Is Tennessee Williams from Tennessee? He has to be. Come on.
I have no idea.
You could just go to Wikipedia with your dumb, retarded Tennessee Williams question. Oh my
God!
God!
Someone from Tennessee is gonna be quicker than goddamn Googling it. And they're gonna be like, that.
Well, I don't own Tennessee. I'm originally from Kentucky, so I'm just in Tennessee.
Is that right?
Oh, well,
no, Louisville.
Actually,
Do you like horror films? There seems like there's the Kentucky something that are into horror.
I don't like horror films.
YouTube.
Not at all. They're shocking. Metal is basically the only other person in the group that loves horror films as much as I do.
Yeah.
Yo, is that a Kentucky thing that has been bred into you? Is like as a child, were you given like a go ahead to watch a horror film when you were young?
Well, actually, my parents, they liked horror when I was a little kid, but what got me hooked on horror was having HBO when I was a kid. I mean, that was basically it. I would sneak into the room that was not being occupied, that had a TV set, and watch late night HBO. That's where I got introduced to Alien and Poltergeist and Halloween when I was a little bitty kid.
Comedy.
Metal, you jealous of my shirt? You know you want to be.
Demons?
Yeah. I actually pre-ordered the first Demons Steelbook, and next week I'm pre-ordering the other the Demons 2 Steelbook that's coming from Synapse. $46 a piece. They're advanced birthday presents, basically, because they're gonna run through only 3,000 units.
What the hell is that? This is like an 8-foot camera.
No, it's just a tripod.
Tripod.
It's probably only 4 feet.
Mr. Mike!
Metal, you
Mr. Mike!
Sorry. Appreciate this more. That I just was late to the chat today because I was at the Lawrenceburg Speedway, and
he was watching cars blow up in the dirt.
I was watching dirt track racing pretty much,
Nice.
The customs, a lot of the not really funny cars. They were more just can't think of the name.
Dirt track cars.
No, there's 4 categories. There were 4 different types of cars. One was just pitiful. One sounded like they were racing chainsaws.
They could have been racing lawnmowers, essentially.
That would probably be more interesting,
actually. They were like Ford Focuses and friggin' Nissan and Saturns.
That sounds amazing.
It was so stupid compared to the other ones because it was so fucking slow.
Exactly. That's why it sounds amazing.
And there was like all these cars racing around, and there was this one that almost got lapped at the last lap. I go, oh, there goes the Toyota. But yeah, hold on, let me.
This is my American dream. Sorry.
Lawrenceburg Speedway. They race.
Yeah, the dirt cars though, right? The ones with the weird.
Oh yeah, it was a clay track.
Yeah.
Ones with the wings were not present.
Hey, Metal, I like that photo where you photobombed the Sgt. Pepper's photo where you're like running.
Yeah, actually, I think Geo actually put that together, but yeah.
Oh, nice.
That was pretty nice.
Boss,
it looked real. It looked pretty real.
He was our resident cynic until Skinslip showed up.
Yeah, I rarely hear from Geo. Every once in a while, he'll shoot me a message, but I haven't talked to him in a long time.
Very rarely, yeah.
Did you say
Geo 19. What does the 19
Did you say
stand
something,
for? Do you know?
What?
I have no idea.
Did you say my name?
I did.
thought I heard you say my name. What did you say?
I called your name if your name's
We were
19.
talking about an old chat room regular, and I said he was our resident cynic until Skinslip showed up.
I'm not a cynic, I'm a realist. That oftentimes puts me with the cynics, but I'm a realist.
Nice.
So, it's very similar to cynics.
Okay,
so
fantasy boy.
I can see why it would be a very easy thing to get mixed up. So.
Sure, Geo
Realist.
2.
Okay, gotcha.
I hope that pizza tastes worse than it could have.
So it looks quite tasty.
It's a brand called Wild Mike's. I don't know if it's a local brand, but it's at the local Save-On. They had a special deal where they had 3 Supreme pizzas, frozen pizzas for $10.
That's a good deal.
Yeah.
I like when Red Baron does them that price.
So I got that, and I got a little bag of double cheddar shredded cheese. It was also on sale, so I added some extra cheese on there. But it's good. It's got peppers, onions, olives, pepperoni, ground beef, a whole bunch of stuff. It was the same price as just their straight up pepperoni. And I was like, why would I pay the same price for less topping? Give me the maximum amount of toppings that you can.
Cyber 6 says, my sister forced me to watch Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4.
Or when I was 4.
Oh, well. Right. Or when I was 4, yeah. Which was another answer to what got me into horror movies was I have an older brother who's 9 years older than me. So when I was quite young, he was in his teenage years, and he was into horror and metal, which...
That's what happened to me.
Yeah, very much influenced my twisted childhood.
Well, Cyber 6, you watch your first
I'm an only child.
Too. Yeah. I have 2 older brothers.
Well, Cyber 6
I was like 5.
Regarding his sister forcing him to watch Nightmare on Elm Street when he was 4, says she thought it was punishment, but it backfired. Lol.
So for me, it was my cousin, whose father was named Michael Myers. He decided when I was 5 to show me Halloween when I was 5. He basically took me to the theater and snuck me in.
Oh my god!
It was at the midnight showing.
That's what Rosie's
out of the house at midnight, by the way.
Jesus.
He was like 16.
At my job, I'm a transportation manager, so I hire truck drivers as part of my job. And the HR person sets the interviews up, and she sent me an email saying I have an interview for you next week with a truck driver, and his name was Mike Myers. So then I responded, is that Mike Myers the serial killer or Mike Myers the comedian? and she responded, I have no idea what that means. And I said, That's very sad.
That is very sad.
That same night, he also introduced me to Black Sabbath's Mob Rules, the song, which got me into Black Sabbath and metal to begin with, and then
I'd just like to interject on a completely related note. The nice thing about having just vacuumed my carpet yesterday is now, when I drop food on it, I can pick it up, and it's not covered in pubes.
Well, why are you shaving your crotch in the living room?
Who says I'm shaving?
I thought you were going to say you can be like Sean McClane in Die Hard, and when you get stressful, you just take off your socks and then like butt your toes together.
Right. It's very common for the carpet in front of a computer to have pubes on it, by the way.
Yes.
It's called the Masturbation Center for a reason.
We know how those pubes got there.
You know what? It sucks if it's in your laptop screen and it's like stuck like cat hair in there.
I mean, yes, shaving.
Cat hair.
We'll call it shaving.
Cat hair.
Oh, so that's what you call it these days.
It's cat hair.
Cat hair. But you don't own a cat.
Shut up. I used to own a cat, but then I ate him.
I have lived with cats at some point in my life.
Yes, I managed to find pictures here of the 4 different types of vehicles that were present at the Speedway this evening. First one here, the first event were the sprint cars.
Sprint cars, that's what I was actually trying to find.
Sprint car. They were sprint cars without the wings.
Yeah.
And then we had the Hornets that were like Trans Ams and more muscle cars.
Was that like a derby where they were like running into each other on purpose, or no?
No. This is the more banged up is the ones you probably want to avoid because you will try to avoid them, but they won't avoid you. Then there's the UMP modifieds. These were interesting, as they were built to be something. They kind of look like vans.
They look like station wagons,
Mad
like
Max
Dodge
vehicles.
Magnums.
But these are all like just thin sheet metal, like riveted to the side, that like wiggled in the wind.
Crazy.
And then the pure stocks. The pure stocks were just, they painted a car they got somewhere, uncapped the headers on it, and it just runs like a son of a bitch.
Are you allowed to get like a shitty limousine and drive it?
They have open stock night where literally if you want to fuck up your car,
Sign a release and you can go out there.
You sign a release, and they have a lot of limitations. Like you have to have all the glass windows removed. You have to have
safety gear, roll cage
gear installed. So there are limitations.
Ride truckers onto the track.
This isn't one of those. This is only a quarter-mile track, so it's not really all that big.
So it just starts driving along the track, just crushing.
Truckosaurus. Oh, you're in first? No. Crunch! But, no, after this, we're definitely looking at going to a monster truck rally. That would be fucking badass right there. And what was funny is, we didn't stay for the finals for the Pure Stock, the UMP Modified of the Hornets. We only stayed for the Sprint Car finals, because a friend of mine had his 5-year-old son. He was getting tired. And
Truckosaurus is a real thing? I was thinking about the Simpsons episode.
What the fuck?
No.
Where the what?
The Simpsons episode was parodied in the real thing.
Just shoot yourself. Truckosaurus eats cars. It's fucking awesome. It's a real
I only
thing,
knew about
bro.
the Simpsons episode.
It's like, it's a boner. It's a giant.
I actually didn't know it was a real thing either. So don't feel too
bad,
Joe.
In real life,
It's a BC thing.
Truckosaurus is on record as the only man-made attraction that could actually bite a car in half.
Now we got to start a campaign. Bring Truckosaurus to BC. There we go. Clearly, I'm sure there's others who are as deprived as we are.
Truckosaurus will give you a 2-day boner. Because you'll just imagine Truckosaurus, you'll instantly get hard. So, lots of old people show up. Viagra cheaper. Way more entertaining.
The bathrooms are always
Viagra
piled
or
up.
Truckosaurus?
Yeah. No contest. Truckosaurus.
There are a lot of popcorn bags.
Yes. For people who don't know... Oh, come on.
There are a few Truckosauruses. The original Truckosaurus, the guy who started it all, actually went bankrupt.
That's Truckosaurus.
Right. Oh,
there's
wow.
Truckosaurus right there.
That's
fucking
awesome.
Truckosaurus. It is, like I said, is the only man-made robotic structure that can actually tear and rip a car in half.
Wow.
Like as a sideshow attraction.
Yep. So the original one got sold, or because he had to pay his debts, and then he used the money that he had left over to start building another one. So there's 2 Truckosaurus. They look identical because he had plans made up for it when he was making it.
Mm-hmm.
So he can make Truckosauruses at a whim.
The second one must have been cheaper because he didn't go through like trial and error.
Probably, which is probably why he was able to pay his debts off and then still build one. So there's 2 Truckosauruses actually.
Kyle says, I've seen Truckosaurus in person once in a lifetime experience.
Yeah.
I imagine it's pretty spectacular. Yeah.
It's pretty goddamn awesome.
I think I've seen it 3 times at Revenge.
You motherfucking bastard.
Yeah.
There's only three.
Not only have I seen it 3 times, I've seen it on a flatbed going the opposite way on a freeway one.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
And I was like, that's Truckosaurus.
Truckosaurus
It's built into
is
a trailer. I'm pretty sure the trailer is part of the bottom half of it. It's like disguised by side panels and shit.
Sounds like a real life Transformer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's only one other like monster like Truckosaurus kind of thing that I've ever seen, and that was from an old Monsters of Rock and Roll tape from when I was a kid.
I had one of those.
I had that.
You had one of those. You
I
may
saw
remember
TV
this.
ads for those, but I never actually saw it.
You may remember this thing.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah!
This thing was so cool. It just kind of like billowed steam and smoke as it talked, and then out of nowhere, it shot a rocket and blew up a missile.
I remember
this
that.
thing, and yeah, his head would. Look at this thing.
Oh, shit.
It was a fucking
Farting
beast.
fire.
And this literally was the closest thing to a real life Transformer that we had as a kid. Because this thing, it came out and it. And I'll do it here in a second.
Waiting for it to transform.
Yeah, it'll.
Oh, wow.
This thing just stood up.
Pretty
Now,
goddamn.
this was like 1993. And, like, and probably when this was shot, this is probably 1990s, 89. Around there. So.
I had that tape.
Wow.
I still have it.
I only watched it a few times. I just didn't really.
I watched it so
I
much when I was a kid that I actually almost wore out the tape. I had to recently digitize it because it was getting so bad.
What is this thing's name? Do you remember?
That's what I was trying to remember. I cannot. He says it in the video, but it's so muffled. I cannot understand what he's saying.
Oh, yeah.
All your bases belong to us.
Let me see if I can.
That is pretty awesome. There's the little kid there who's never going to forget this moment. The little boy.
I know.
It's like, oh my god, it's the coolest thing ever.
Let's buy the tape and wear it out.
Oh. Not bad. 2 pieces left. One thing I like about Wild Mike's is it's one of the few frozen pizzas I've found that's actually somewhat filling. So I'll have the other 2 pieces later.
Amazon has one brand new still in stock. Monsters of Rock and Roar.
Wow.
$35.
Here we go.
You might use for like $1.35.
Nice.
Fucking owned.
They're preparing them for the future. It's okay.
In the future, there will be robots.
It's like
I'm going to go back here and see if I can. That's the guy that dug himself out. Out of a hole in the ground. We can...
Nom nom nom.
Vorian, that's his name.
Vorian, okay.
He's called Vorian.
Right back, Robes, and I'll
He's supposed to be
attempt to answer that question.
He's supposed to be some kind of alien creature from another planet.
Did anybody go to Disneyland and they had Kip there as a kid?
Kip?
Yeah, Kip. No, never mind.
That was Universal Studios.
Never mind. Yeah, Universal Studios.
Yes.
It used to talk back to
KITT.
you. You would say something and it would talk back to you.
Yeah, and it was Kit, Night Industry 2000.
My brothers said "fuck you" to it, and it couldn't correspond anything, and it broke down the KIP for like a day.
Universal Studios was awesome because there was a part of the train.
So Robes asks, have I been buying any new Rays lately? I assume he means Blu-rays. Not really, sadly. Funds are just way too tight right now. I'm barely hanging on, bills-wise. What little I've had to spend on movies and stuff has actually been going towards the Doctor Who collection. That's really the big focus right now. I did pick up a couple weeks ago, which you probably already saw. I got Real Steel, and I reacquired Iron Man. I got the 2-disc edition with the slipcover. That was a rare find. I was really lucky to find that. A couple of reacquisitions like Green Lantern First Flight, Dorian Gray. What else did I get? Oh, I reacquired Crank 1 and 2, stuff like that. Just a few things that are on sale or at the local pawn shops. Got a few things there. Got a couple of books. I got one of the Dune books I was looking for. One about the making of the movie. Got the Game of Thrones books, of course. But really, I haven't really been buying too much. That was like the one big splurge in the past few months. And then there's some viewers that have been sending me donations every month to put towards the Doctor Who collection. Bless them. So I've been using that to slowly build the Doctor Who collection. So hopefully by the end of this year, the set will be as complete as it can be. Barring a few out-of-print releases that are way too expensive to even consider right now.
Do you have a Costco in Nanaimo?
Yes, there is. I'm not sure where exactly it is, though, but I know there is one here.
Supposedly, Doctor Who, the original, like the old series, is on DVD there, like really cheap. Supposedly.
Really? Awesome.
Yeah.
I don't have a Costco membership, so.
Oh my god.
My newest Blu-ray is this. This is the last thing I got. I didn't
if you know someone, get them to give you a gift card. You can go at any time.
Actually, my ex Annetta might be getting a Costco membership, and she said if she does, like through her work, if she does, she said she'll give me one of the extra ones. So, fingers crossed. Robes asked, did you have to unload a whole bunch in the last few months? Fortunately, no. Things haven't got to that point. The last time I had to do a big fire sale on Blu-rays was a little over a year ago, shortly after I moved in here, actually, as moving is always a huge expense, and money was really tight, and
it always happens when I don't have money to buy them from you.
Yeah. Yeah, so part of the project over the past year and a half has been reacquiring a lot of the stuff that I sold a year and a half ago. I've actually got a checklist of ones that I used to have, and I've been working my way through them. I've got a good chunk of the ones that were kind of the priorities. There's a few there that I really want to get again, like the complete series of The Prisoner, for example, and the Star Trek season sets. Really got to get those back in the collection. But a lot of the individual movies I've since reacquired, so it's an ongoing process. I mean, that's the nature of being a collector. The collection's always evolving. I mean, so what I've been doing whenever means have allowed is, get a couple of reacquisitions of ones that I used to have, plus some new stuff. So it's kind of, rebuild what was lost while adding new stuff to the mix at the same time. If you want to know basically everything that's in my collection right now, I did finally update my Film AF page. So the Film AF page is fully up to date.
That's theirnicetrack.filmaf.com/owned.
Speaking of which, I need to add the DVD that one of my viewers sent me.
Hey, is there a program that you can scan the barcode?
You can actually get a barcode scanner.
And AF will
you put your mouse, you choose the search option being the barcode, and you put your mouse in the text box and you scan it, it just converts it to text right into the text box. It doesn't make it any faster, to be honest.
I knew there was an Apple product where you could use a webcam and just scan everything, and it would be like iTunes, and you could just search through your whole collection.
Yeah, smartphones can do that.
Yeah.
But you can't do that with your PC. You can't like turn your webcam into a barcode scanner.
No.
As far as I know. And to be honest, the barcode scanner, I've used them. They're not that much faster than just typing like the first word of like a 4-word movie and just finding it. It's only slightly faster.
But if you have to go through like thousands, right?
I went through thousands, yeah. Me and Sean both went through thousands. We did the hard way.
That
It'll
is
be
the
alright.
one. Perfect.
Hey Brandon, that
I
link
saw
I posted in the you see that?
I read it while you were reading it actually.
Oh yeah, that's crazy that they didn't even notice that somebody was heavily injured because of Vorian.
Yeah.
Whoops. So technically, Vorian goes down as the only robot to have actually killed a man.
Really? Is
Yeah,
that the one
that-
we're just looking at?
Yeah, that article was about a jet dragster like stunt skit that they were doing with the Vorian robot, and a pyrotechnic chess piece accidentally exploded,
Oh no.
and it killed him. And something like that.
Oh,
So
wow.
technically, it goes down as Vorian. Truckosaurus. May be able to tear cars in half, but Truckosaurus.
It is a Cylon.
Yeah.
So
Apparently it is.
Clearly a Cylon, yeah. Okay, there we go. So I just moved the latest one from the package in there. So the Film AF collection is fully up to date.
The only things I've got in my collection, to answer the question, even if it was just directed to you, I don't give a shit, was a bunch of stuff from Mill Creek, a bunch of shitty films from alternative cinema, and TerraVision/Video Dead, which I won in a contest in March.
Oh wow! Apparently, Robes has had some pretty rare comics. It says to pay down debts, I've been selling my comics and action figures. I find I get more enjoyment out of my movie collection. Yeah, I mean sometimes that happens.
Yeah.
I mean tastes change, right? He said he sold Hulk numbers 1 through 6, Avengers number 1, and a ton of other stuff. Definitely a good time to be selling those.
And the big one is Avengers number 4.
Is it?
Actually,
What's
it's the first appearance of Captain America.
First appearance
In modern.
Oh, first appearance of modern Captain America. Is that
Yeah.
the one where they thaw him out of the ice?
Yep.
Nice.
Silver Age Captain America, to be specific.
Yeah, because I know there was the Golden Age one that was actually fighting
Which is-
Nazis and whatnot.
Technically, most of his adventures in World War II are not even canon anymore.
No.
They did a whole other series that rewrote the previous stuff.
Oh.
It takes place during World War II. And the Invaders comic, too.
Yeah.
It's all Rob Thomas, is that right?
I find
Roy
like for
Thomas.
me
Thought it was
nowadays, as far as comic books go, I don't really buy individual issues so much anymore, unless it's something that's never been reprinted. But generally, I'll just go for the trade paperback editions, just to have a nice, easy to access reading copy. You know, an entire run of a series in 3 volumes instead of 40 issues or whatever. You know.
Yep.
A lot easier to take care of. And really, I mean, for the most part, ever since I started collecting, I've always collected to read more than I have to,
Yep.
you know,
Same.
for value or anything like that. It's like, I don't care if something is big or popular or whatever. If it has a story that appeals to me, that's all that matters. You know, I mean, if you look at my collection, I've got a lot of really obscure stuff, like a lot of
Strike Force Morituri.
Well, Strike Force Morituri, which is I think is just horribly underrated. I'll do a video about it at some point.
The Nom.
The Nom is a good one, but no, even more obscure than that, like stuff from like Canadian independent comic book publishers who were doing stuff like Elf Lord and Samurai and Warlock 5 and
Warlock 5.
Maelstrom and.
I've seen a Warlock 5. I recognize the title.
They were a Canadian company, but they did get like distribution all over. They were fairly popular for a while
The
there.
only Canadian comic I had was Grips, with an independent black and white comic.
I don't know that one. But you know, I got a lot of stuff from them.
We'll bring Rip on.
I've got almost an entire long box full of Marvel's Epic Comics line and stuff from that line, which was great. That was like the first time they'd done like creator-owned stuff. And some of the, a lot of them were miniseries. Some of them were ongoing, but many of them were just miniseries. And some of them were just awesome, like just really, really.
Starjammers.
Yes,
that started there.
Starjammers. Dreadstar was always my all-time favorite. I just love.
Yeah.
It's like Blake 7 in comic book form.
I showed you that really awesome volume I had, right?
I think
Dreadstar.
So. You might have.
With the signed edition that I have.
So. I've got a signed Dreadstar number 1/2. It was an Ashcan edition of the 6-issue Dreadstar
From Malibu, right?
From Malibu, yeah. So it's actually signed by Jim Starlin. That was pretty sweet.
Oh, mine's signed by Jim Starlin also.
That was
Dynamic Forces exclusive.
That was a Christmas gift that Annetta got for me one year, and I was just
It's the first volume.
gaga. It was freaking awesome. I treasure it. But yeah, it was. I've always just enjoyed a good story. So to me, that's really what comic books were about, and still are. So I don't really care so much about the collectability anymore. It's more just about, hey, can I get a volume that has all those great early issues of this or that in it? And have a good weekend's read right there,
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I mean, Robe says it was nice to have them, but it's not like I pulled them out and read them. If I was set up and had a house, etc., I would probably want to hang on to them. But living in a shitty apartment, I have no use. Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, it's... A lot of people think I'm crazy to hang on to my collection being in a one-bedroom apartment. But, I mean, as you can see, I've got a one-bedroom with a huge living room, so there's room for it. But it's a bitch to move. But if I had a house... then all this would be one room. It would be in like a library room, and that would be it. And everything else would be clear. It's not like, people look at this and say, oh, hoarder. It's like, no, not really. I'm actually kind of selective. I mean
over here,
does this look like the floor of a hoarder? Comics. Yeah, I don't think so. There's a lot of room to move here.
I have all my long boxes right there, and my board games on a table.
Brian asks, what is Blake 7? Blake 7 was a late 70s, early 80s science fiction series, British science fiction series, created by Terry Nation, who was the original creator of the Daleks in Doctor Who. But Blake 7 was basically, where Doctor Who was more kind of fun, adventure and stuff, Blake 7 was very deadly serious science fiction. It was space opera in the purest sense, basically dealt with a small band of freedom fighters battling against this evil federation that held, the universe under an iron fist, or ruled the universe with an iron fist, and they were trying to free the universe, like topple the Federation, free the universe, and it's just a great, rollicking, serious adventure story.
Yeah, it's pretty good from what I've seen.
Yeah, and Dreadstar is very similar in that. In that case, it's Dreadstar and his band of freedom fighters fighting the evil monarchy, which is, another.
I like Dreadstar when I was 14.
Big organization that rules the universe with an iron fist. But you got the monarchy and the instrumentality. It's a little more complicated than Blake 7 was, but you definitely see similarities in concept between the two. So for that reason, I enjoy both.
What's interesting is there's a band called Star One, and they're a metal band that do songs based on sci-fi. So there's Set the Controls, which is based on Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Which I posted on your wall a couple months ago, and then there's Intergalactic Space Crusader, which is based on Blake 7.
Yeah, there's another band called Chameleon Circuit that does Doctor Who based songs, featuring Narimon, who's a YouTuber, and I really like their stuff a lot. Actually, it's really got kind of a garage band flavor to it, but it's actually quite polished. It's a lot of fun, especially if you're a Doctor Who fan, obviously. But yeah, definitely check out Blake 7. It's really really good stuff. Very well written. Obviously, fairly low budget, being late 70s, early 80s BBC.
Quite low budget.
But it makes up for it with some really sharp writing and some just really well developed three-dimensional characters. Like most sci-fi from that era, like British sci-fi from that era. Yeah, actually, that's not a bad way of putting it, actually. Brian says, so sort of like 1970s Firefly.
Very much so, yeah.
Yeah, Firefly is very Blake 7-like, and it wouldn't surprise me at all if Joss Whedon is a Blake 7 fan. There's definitely a lot of elements there.
Oh, yeah.
But, if you like Firefly, you'll probably like Blake 7 as well. Blake 7 ran for 4 seasons, 13 episodes a season, so 52 episodes total. Sadly, it never got a DVD release in Region 1 land, but there is a complete set available in Region 2 land. So you can probably find it as an import, provided you can play Region 2 DVDs. We should be able to on your computer at the very least.
Did anyone see John Leguizamo's bathroom in Cribs, where it had comics all over the bathroom, like originals, cut up and put on the bathroom?
No.
Yeah, he cut up like Avengers #4 and Spider-Man, Amazing Fantasy #1, and wallpapered his bathroom with it.
Jesus.
Now, to be fair, if they were inferior copies that would go for really cheap.
Well, yeah,
but it doesn't matter. It looked awesome, by the way. I thought I'm
Yeah.
gonna do that too with some of my favorite.
I'll be taking the big fattest shit in the whole world just reading all those.
Wiping your ass with Spider-Man #1.
I decided when that happened that I was gonna do the same thing with like my favorite comic book covers of all time.
I would
That'd be
purposely not poop for a week just so I could be in there for a long period of time.
Just reading the wall.
It's floor to ceiling. It's crazy.
Are you okay, buddy? I'm okay.
Yes. Hold on. I'm in the next part of Spider-Man. You know.
I was gonna say, Rob says that's another factor. My last move spanned 24 hours straight. I have way too much shit. That sounds like my last move. My last move actually ended up spanning about 72 hours, but there was sleep in between, and I literally had one person and Rosie helping me move. So it was a long few days.
Very stressful.
I had more people helping me pack the van, but I only had one person and Rosie helping me unpack the van and move the stuff into the apartment. And then the next several weeks, this is actually right now is the most organized it's been since I moved in. Like I got to a certain point and then I just didn't want to deal with it anymore, and then just kind of left it like that for the past year and a half. And then now, for the first time, it's actually kind of the way I wanted it to be from the beginning. So I kind of feel like I'm starting to live here now for the first time properly.
A year later.
Yeah, like a year and a half later.
Wow.
So I have a big old fat to be continued on there.
I just got an email about the new Indie Royale bundle. Got some new games unlocked for it, but I really don't like what they called this bundle.
Oh no!
Because it's called the Indie Gamer Chick Bundle. For one reason, is because usually they name it after something like, the Indie Royale. They name it after a certain specific game, like it's featured or something like that. But people have had this discussion before. There is no such thing as a gamer chick. They're gamers.
Yeah.
You don't hear about gamer guys. You don't hear about gamer girls.
No, that's true.
They're gamers.
They're just gamers.
Yeah.
I just don't like the term gamer chick because it's stereotyping.
Yeah.
Terrible stereotyping.
Robe says I sold a 1.5 restored version of Incredible Hulk #1 for $2,000. Even crapped out versions are valuable. Yeah, the most valuable Incredible Hulk issue I ever had was actually number 102, which was the first regular issue of the Incredible Hulk after Tales to Astonish. So it was funny because it said big premiere issue on the cover and it's number 102, so that kind of left some people scratching their heads, and I would have to explain. It's like, yeah, well, they did 6 issues and it was canceled, and they went to Tales to Astonish, and then they just continued the number of Tales to Astonish. I really wish I still had it, because I know that what little I sold it for was not anywhere near what it was probably worth. It was in decent condition. I'd say it was about fine, maybe to very fine condition. And I had a pretty good run, actually. The plan was to get all the 6, to start from issue 102, and get all the issues of the Hulk up to what was current at the time, which was about issue number 300. So about, try to get a solid run of about 200 issues of the Hulk. I had no idea about issue 181. I didn't get that far, but I think even back then it was pretty valuable. I
found from a yard sale issue 181 for about $50.
Wow, really?
Yeah, it wasn't worth. It was only worth about 180. So I still made money, but I was just like, $50, sure. It's kind of beat up. So you could find them for cheap enough that you can buy it eventually.
But I had a pretty good run. From number 102, I think I had up to maybe 120. So I had like a good block of the earliest issues of the Hulk there in the regular series.
The only collectible item I've ever seen go at a yard sale, and this was just ridiculously stupid because I knew it wasn't worth anything. This idiot had the readable foil version of the Pokemon Ancient Mew card. And he had it in a glass case, and he had it in the glass case for $25, and I was just laughing my ass off at it. Because I have something that's even more valuable than that. I have the non-readable movie promo version of the foil Ancient Mew, and that's not even. It's still only worth like $1.
50 cents.
That's funny.
Guarantee
something like that.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. So, and this guy thought it was all. He was giving me the whole spiel how it's it's rare, and I go, it's not fucking rare.
It was way overproduced, bro.
No.
Way overproduced. Now I have not 5 movies. Closer.
That's why I just keep it, because, the experience I had getting the card was worth more than what you could sell it for.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
I had fun. I went with a friend of mine,
I have
and we
5
saw
of
the
them
first.
sealed.
Yeah, mine's not sealed. Mine's in a case, but the experience of going to the movie, seeing the movie, and then getting the card, and my friend getting a card, and that whole experience was just worth a hell of a lot more than what I could ever probably sell it for. So, and then after that, being able to collect the rare / foil versions of the movie promo cards, the Dragonite movie promos, the Mew movie promos, the ones that had different artwork on them, and the movie stamp.
There's Mew, Dragonite, Pikachu, and Meowth, I think.
No, there were several more. There was
No, it was Dragonair, not Dragonite.
Dragonair. No, it was Dragonite. I have a Dragonite.
Big orange one, Dragonair.
That's Dragonite.
Is it Dragonite?
Yeah. Dragonair's the blue, skinny, kind of snake-looking one.
Well, the first 2 forms are just blue, skinny snake things.
Yeah, I just couldn't remember.
Third form that goes weird.
It's been a long time. So.
Yeah, I'm surprised I know that. I'd say the only other blue snake-looking one I know of is Gyarados. And he's...
Right, Dragonite.
Yeah, it's Dragonite.
Oh, that's
Mewtwo. That was the other one. Mewtwo also.
There's a Mew.
Rob says he just sold his 181 of the Hulk for about $800. Then he picked up the Hulk Omnibus, so at least I have them in some format. Yeah, those Marvel Omnibus editions are pretty sexy. I wish they would be a little more consistent with their releases of them, though. It seems like a lot of the sets, they would release a couple of volumes and then just kind of leave it in limbo. It's like, come on, let's keep it going.
Sadly,
Yeah. Like
the other thing was
there's a few of those I'd like to get. I mean, the Howard the Duck one,
right?
The Man Thing one.
There's like some of the X-Men and Fantastic Four volumes actually skip a few issues in the middle.
Really? That's annoying.
And I don't know why.
Yeah.
It might have something to do with the creators' rights on some of the characters that are involved.
Could do, yeah. I know that's the case. I know that's the case with some of the Spawn reprints. Like Neil Gaiman apparently had a.
Only the first volume.
Huh?
Only the first volume and only 2 issues.
Yeah.
Of what? Oh yeah.
Spawn.
It's issue what? I know it's issue 9 or 8 because I have that.
I don't know. There's one that has the original appearance of Angela and
which was like 8 or 9. I can't remember what number.
Something like that. And there's the issue right after that. But the first issue actually matters because the second issue is like a fan service issue, which was weird.
Because I remember Neil Gaiman had some kind of tiff with Todd McFarlane, so he didn't want his issues reprinted.
He actually owns the rights to Angela, and then he sold the rights to Marvel, so Angela's going to show up in the Marvel Universe. I'm not even kidding you.
What? Oh, God.
Yeah! You didn't know about this?
Wow.
Okay, so...
See, I'm glad. This is why I'm glad I have the earlier reprints of the early issues of Spawn, which actually have all those issues. And then there was... The only issue it didn't have, I think, was number 10, which was the one that guest starred Cerebus. And I just hunted down issue 10. So I got
issue 9
issue
and 10 are the 2 that aren't printed in those volumes. It's the Angela and Cerebus.
Yeah, so Angela might be the Neil Gaiman one.
Yeah, because what happened is Neil Gaiman did some writing for Spawn. He created Angela. He created the whole idea of Angela from beginning to end, right? And he also had partial rights to the character Marvel Man. And Todd McFarlane owned the other partial rights. So they were collaborating there for a while because they were going to do a Marvel Man.
Yeah.
And then, because Gaiman wasn't getting paid, he sued Todd McFarlane for not getting paid for the Angela stuff, and that took 15 years of litigation.
Wait a minute. There's more to it than that.
Absolutely.
Neil Gaiman also came up with the original Medieval Spawn. And then a few years later, they come out with Spawn Dark Ages.
Yes.
And Neil Gaiman was
like, the simple version.
that goes against the internal logic of the whole concept of this thing. Is that there's only supposed to be one Spawn for each era. So Medieval Spawn is it. So fine, do a Medieval Spawn, but I should be getting credit and royalties for that, for coming up with the idea originally. You know.
Right.
Yeah, there's only one thing.
And then
Big stink about it.
Todd McFarlane announced that he's going to be introducing Marvel Man into the Spawn universe, and then released a Marvel Man figure based off the one promo image they made, and that was axed real quick through litigation. 15 years later, he owns, I believe, Marvel Man's owned by Todd McFarlane now, and Angela's owned by Neil Gaiman, who sold it to Marvel Comics.
So,
yeah.
Wow. So Marvel Man's appearing in Spawn, and Angela's going to appear in Marvel.
Yep.
It's so messed up.
So ridiculous.
Why can't we all just get along, you know?
Because Todd McFarlane's a cunt.
Yeah.
The only thing of Neil Gaiman that I own at all, because I'm not a comic book collector.
Yeah.
But it was cheap. It was at a bookstore. It looked cool. Was the trade paperback of Marvel 1886.
I haven't read that.
That's a good one.
I'd like to check
Which
that
is
out.
interesting. It is quite interesting.
Whoa.
Seeing medieval versions of all the Marvel characters.
Yeah.
1602. It was actually
Marvel 1602. Sorry, yeah.
And it's not medieval, but it's colonial America. And they had the Fantastic Four, spelled stick, because that's how they would spell that, right? And
the back
it was done by Neil
cover,
Gaiman.
But yeah, it has Neil Gaiman. It's a Neil Gaiman story. I love the very back cover of it, actually, because it has Otto von Doom's hand, like a medieval glove and stuff like that, and it's holding Queen Elizabeth, a picture of Queen Elizabeth.
Yeah. It's a really good series. Really good. And there's a sequel,
I like how they tell the story of the Fantastic Four. And there's like a bard in a bar, and he's like singing the story, and then he sings the story of the Phoenix. So, and when the Phoenix makes an appearance in this comic, it's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
It's like they're out sailing, and they're sailing trying to get to the island of Otto von Doom, and they're like attacked. I forgot what they were attacked by, but it's like a Fantastic Four, and it's several X-Men characters. I think it's like a Rogue, Jean Grey, obviously, and I think Cyclops as well, because he wears like a red bandage over his face. And something pisses them off, and they're getting attacked by this giant monster, and then all of a sudden Jean Grey falls off the edge and like presumably drowns, and then she appears as Phoenix. It's just this huge flame Phoenix, just boom. There's a whole full-page art spread of her just as the Phoenix, just engulfing this monster.
That sounds splash page worthy.
And it's just like, yeah, I'll have to find it and show it.
That sounds awesome. Cool. Definitely have to check that out. So is Marvel 1602?
Marvel 1602.
Yeah, 1602. Yep.
Nice.
Done by Neil Gaiman. So you know it's good.
Absolutely. I don't think I've ever not liked a Neil Gaiman story. There's the odd issue with Sandman. I was like, that wasn't the greatest issue. But, the other 74 were awesome, so I don't really mind.
I sent you the 3-part video explaining the whole thing that recently finished up and why Angela is.
Oh God, really?
Yeah. Movie Bob did a whole 3-part thing. It was amazing. I was like, wow. Starts with comics in the 90s. What happened? It explains the whole
escapist,
collector boom shit, and then goes into the Marvel Mass Miracle.
Yeah, where I had first heard about it was actually through Neil Gaiman. He had posted something, I think, on his Facebook page or his Twitter, I can't remember, about there was a new collected edition of early issues of Spawn coming out, and apparently his issue was in it. And he was like, "Oh, that's interesting." And then proceeded to give kind of a condensed version of the whole mess and his side of it. And it's like, oh, wow, that's quite a shitstorm.
Yeah, here we go, actually.
Glad I have one of the early issues that has that in there. Oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah, I've seen that around before.
1602.
Winner of a 2005 Quill Award. Awesome.
What's cool is also they actually have, if you couldn't figure it out in the comic, they have the lineup of all the characters that are in the comic, their medieval forms.
Yes.
So they had.
Oh my God, Robes! I have Sectars as well. I've actually got all 8 issues and most of the mini comics that came with the toys. He just said I'm gonna still keep a lot of the less valuable '80s comics. I have runs of ROM. I've actually got the complete set of ROM, including all the crossovers that occurred during its original run. Nexus. I think I got a couple issues of Nexus. He-Man, Thundercats. I've got most of Thundercats. I've only got the first Star Comics issue of He-Man.
Oh yeah, the 10th anniversary of 1602 is coming out.
I've got a lot of 80s stuff, of course, because that's the main era when I was collecting. Yeah, I definitely plan to do more videos about them at some point. I want to do like ones about specific sets or what have you. I've actually got a lot that nicely tie into my 80s cartoon collection, comics based on the same toys. I've talked about some of them before, like I did, I talked about the Cops comics and stuff like that, and some of the others. But I've got a ton for all different, that tie into all different shows. So yeah,
there we go.
Definitely gonna do some vids about those at some point.
Full page Phoenix spread.
Nice. There we go.
Yes. Like Phoenix.
Mommy's home. Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
So yeah, goes into part 3.
Phantasmagorical. It is smoke time. I'll be back. Sectars. Did you know there was a Sectars cartoon? They did a 5-part miniseries, and it never got picked up beyond that. I guess because the toy line bombed. But yeah, there was actually a Sectars animated miniseries. It's never been released on video. I've only ever seen it as a really, really shitty quality bootleg. But I actually really dug Sectars. I thought it was a pretty cool idea, having these anthropomorphic... I mean, we had cat people with Thundercats. Why not insect people? And I liked that they would ride around on like giant tarantulas and stuff like that, and dragonflies and things like that. And that it was all this fantasy world, kind of. It had this, weird kind of Thundercats vibe to it, but set in this fantasy world. And I don't know. I liked the comic. I thought it was pretty decent, but.
Real quick, there's the back cover. I don't know if you can tell, but that's.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So 1602 is getting a 10th anniversary release very soon. I forgot about that.
Stariors was another one. I've actually got a lot.
Stariors.
Yeah. Stariors. I
vaguely remember that.
I have a few of the Stariors toys. I think I have all but one of the pack-in comics, little mini comics, and then the 4-issue miniseries that Marvel did. I always liked the 4-issue miniseries, A, because I just thought it was a cool sci-fi story, but also because of the beautiful painted covers for all 4 issues by Bill Sienkiewicz, who was one of my favorite comic artists.
I had the Cobra
80s.
thing in the Stariors toy line.
Yeah. It was
that Cobra
cool.
base thingy or whatever.
Oh yeah,
that's all I had.
I'm
looking at them online.
Yeah, no, I know.
That's the only thing I had. I literally had nothing else. Let's see, a guy has a complete collection on his desk, and I'm like, I don't have any of the other ones. Just the giant.
I don't have any.
Cobra thing. The base, whatever it's called.
Alrighty, have a good night, Byron.
Take it easy, Byron.
Joker Tech has left the building, or is about to anyway.
He's doped up because he's out of the hospital, so.
Yeah, he's a
all
trooper.
Wonky and shit. Yeah.
Are they decent quality? They only did 5 episodes of Sectars. However, there were also they had I remember the commercials were serialized. They had 13 commercials that were told a serialized adventure story enacted by kids playing with the toys.
And I remember
this dramatic narration.
I remember the Star Wars comics in that dollar bin, but I've never owned them. I just remember seeing them.
Yeah, there's only
look, there's whatever that is.
Yeah, there's only 4 issues of the comic. It's only ever a miniseries. But I always liked it. I'm going to go smoke. I'll be back.
Okay.
Smoker.
So Brandon,
what?
The giant list of movies is pretty much done.
Giant list of what movies?
Movies from Criterion that we did the other day.
Oh my God, really?
I'm missing
haven't
one.
Started any of those? Keep
It's
CDs.
like 60 gigs of stuff on my hard drive currently.
Nice. So we can do our Criteriothon.
Yeah, that's
all
ridiculous.
60 movies, 3 days, no sleep.
Alright, are you going by the Criterion,
no.
what is it called?
No,
by
best
number.
of, I
Numbering
think.
system.
No, I think we're doing a best
we
of.
just chose some.
No.
I chose some for us to watch. That's stuff I thought he would like, because he is just now getting into like more artistic films and stuff like that. He's pretty much a Hollywood-fed guy, so I'm getting him
Watched
into
Gamora.
even Sallow.
No, Gamora. It's a gangster film set in. Oh God, some European country. I'm not too sure.
No, never heard of it.
Oh, it's a Criterion film. I watched it yesterday, and I thought it was okay. It was one of the films I was disappointed watching it because it was so damn long, and it didn't.
I have a movie that's almost 5 hours long. When you say it's long, I roll my eyes at you. I roll my eyes at you.
No, it's
12
long
hours.
for the
Lord of the
subject
Rings.
matter.
Lord of the Rings. 12 hours, people. So yeah.
Gods in General is combined with Gettysburg is nearly 11 hours. So that's just two movies.
So isn't that like really long as well? The one that you just mentioned. The one about the what you call it, concentration camps. Is that Soa?
Sallow? Sallow, the 120 Days of Sodom? No, it's only an hour and a half of child torture and rape. It's kind of hard to stomach, but it hasn't come out yet. It got reviews. What is it called? Damn it. I don't know what you're talking about. The Sallow 128 Days.
Current movie coming out?
Yeah, for Criterion. It's not a current film. It's made by a guy who was just doing a documentary. It's Soa. S-H-O-A-H?
Showa.
Showa, thank you.
Yeah, that's about the concentration camp, the survivors of the Jewish concentration camp.
It's 566 minutes.
Yeah, I think it was originally supposed to be a mini-series, essentially. So, just one of those things. I don't know. The Halloween remake, the documentary on the second disc is 4.5 hours. So I watched that. We watched 4.5 hours of the Prometheus special feature.
That was a good one.
So I don't have a problem with long 500 minutes is a long time.
I mean, admittedly, the Prometheus
that's
we
pretty
spread over
highly
like
entertaining,
rewatching.
Right? I was talking about this had 3 different subject matters, and each one was pretty darn boring.
Oh God. Like, oh.
I got the reason for Mona Lisa's smile. This is perfect.
Yeah.
Alright, no smile.
The documentary on this Prometheus is amazing. It's really good. We couldn't finish it in one night. It was just so long. They had to break it up because Alex had to go home essentially. That's the only reason why we didn't watch it in one go. Yeah, Das Boots, 5 hours long. Oh God damn it! I froze again. No, I think I'm unfreezing.
Is there any Wes Anderson films on that list?
No, because I don't think he'd like them.
Oh.
See, here's the thing. We know what each other likes, so we know exactly what not and what to show each other. So if I say, hey Alex, would I like Pacific Rim? Alex would be like, yes, you would love Pacific Rim. You'll shit your pants at how awesome it is. And then I saw Pacific Rim, and I had to clean my shorts. So...
I was just gonna say that was the thing I really loved about being a kid in the growing up in the '80s was all the major toy franchises and tie-in cartoons and comic books were all sci-fi and fantasy stuff. Like it was all giant robots or fantasy worlds or sci-fi epics
are
or
the best.
what have you. So it was just an absolute smorgasbord of sci-fi awesomeness. As for the comics, I got quite a lot of the tie-in comics. You know, I've got every issue of Mask that ever came out. Centurion's Power Extreme. They did a mini-series of that. I got even got Power Lords. A lot of people don't even remember that one.
Power Lords. The 2 double-sided toys.
Yeah, that was and they had.
I had the main character Adam or whatever.
Yeah, they did a 3-issue. DC did a 3-issue miniseries of that, and I've got that. I've got most of the original Thundercats comics. I'm missing a few issues. Transformers is the one that kicked it all off, of course. That just got me into it, and then, of course, Sectars and Stariors, and there was just so many. Even some more obscure, like Robotics. Robotics had a one-shot issue, and they had a mini-series as well, which was on Super Sunday and Super Saturday.
Do you know if Robots Master got...
you mean Bots Master?
Bots Master, yeah.
Did
they have a comic?
No, I never had a comic. It was only a TV show.
That show was awesome.
Yeah, I used to watch the show all the time, and it had those. It had 3D segments.
I regret only 2 things in my childhood: putting back Jungle Fiver and putting back Ed 209. The only 2 things I ever regret.
Ooh, thank you, Rose. Rose said, Sean, I sent you an episode on Facebook. It looks to be a pretty good rip. The user looks to have every episode on his channel. Sweet. I will definitely check that out. I've been looking for a better rip of that for ages.
Sweet. I will probably check that out also.
Yeah. Robotech was also a big one, Charles. Yeah. I watched Robotech more or less when it started in my area. I was a little bit behind some of the rest of the world that was into it, but I was hooked pretty much from the first episode I ever saw was episode 4, the one where Rick and Min-May are trapped in the belly of the SDF-1, and a lot of Min-May singing in that one. Sorry, it wasn't the first episode I saw. Episode 1 was the first episode I saw, but my first experience with Robotech was the comic book adaptations that Comico was putting out, and it was issue number 4 was the first one I picked up. So I'd actually read a couple of the comics before I had seen the show, before it came on in my area, and just loved it. Absolutely loved it. I have a good chunk of the Robotech comics too, like the original adaptations. I
regret putting back Jungle Fiver to get a bunch of smaller action figures, and I regret putting Ed 209 back to get a bunch of smaller action figures.
Yeah.
That Ed 209 is like $100 now.
Wow.
I've been looking for it in box for years for a good price. That will be in my collection. I finally get the fucking Aliens Power Loader that I passed up. I own that now. I no longer regret it. In box, brand new, unassembled.
Nice.
Beautiful box, dude. Really good condition.
Well, folks.
Remember my brothers liked Krang from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and they had a toy
Krang body
that they wanted to get, but my mom said it was too gross looking.
Actually, I had a model kit of the Alien from Alien that one of my uncles or somebody had given to me as a Christmas present, and I assembled it. It was one of those, good old-fashioned model kits you had to glue together. So I assembled it together. I think my dad helped me with it. And for a long time, it was this nice display piece on my toy shelf. And then one day I came home from school, and my mom had thrown it away because she said it was ugly. I'm like,
what the fuck?
I'm like, it was the Alien. It's like a classic H.R. Giger. Because I knew nothing about H.R. Giger. It was in my room. I mean, I just thought it was a cool monster. Of course, I was too young to see the movie. But I was like 8 years old, I think. But I just thought it was a really cool monster, and I loved it because I grew up watching monsters and stuff.
Ugly? Shut the fuck up.
And
that's the problem. There's that whole generation of mothers that did that to all their children.
To her credit,
I threatened to murder people if they threw my Legos away.
To her credit, she stopped doing that when I grew up a little more and realized that it wasn't really right to do that. So she did learn the error of her ways eventually, but yeah, but it was annoying to me that she threw away my Alien model. It's not like it was in mint condition or anything, but still, I mean, it's a nice collector's item and would certainly be an awesome display piece now. But and the funny thing is, she's a huge fan of the Alien movies now too, so life's little ironies. Anyway, folks, we've been going for almost 2.5 hours, and we started late anyway, but I figured we'd give you 20 extra minutes for starting late. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed it.
Yay.
But we're going to knock off. I got to get up early tomorrow. Rosie and I are going to check out the bathtub races and stuff like that. And
She's going to have fun.
And I think it's like first thing in the morning. I got to actually find out what time. Ow, I just punched myself in the balls. I got to find out what time it is. So
welcome to manhood, sir.
Yes.
It'll happen every other
thanks
day.
For coming out.
Hi, Mr. Bill.
Oh no!
Oh no! Can't go that high anymore.
Alrighty. Yeah. Alrighty, so everybody have a good week. Lots of vids coming your way. I actually filmed 14 videos yesterday, of which I've only posted one so far. So there's 13 more videos at least coming to you this week. I'll probably film a few more.
I got 3 more videos posted
soon. Yeah, and SkinSub's got more coming up. I think you've still got a few more episodes of your collection videos to go.
Yep, I've got 2 more episodes of the collection video, and then I've got a package opening, and then I have 5 videos in the can waiting to go up.
Nice. Good. So, steady stream of content coming your way.
No, I'm still working on my movie, so...
His movie. Yes.
That is the movie, the trailer.
Although, this weekend I'll be posting part 1 of the 5 Awesome Studs Survivor competition. Repost of the old competition from the 5 Awesome Studs channel. So if you need a Metal Madness fix to carry over until he finishes his multi-part science fiction epic
with boobs.
You can see one of Metal's earliest videos in that video. It's basically, I've put together the whole competition in 4 feature-length episodes that are going to be posted 1 per week over the next 4 weeks. So part 1 will be going up probably tomorrow or Monday, and then 1 a week from there. So enjoy. It's going to be fun going back and reliving the last big blast of the 5 Awesome Studs.
Yeah, that was fun times, actually. It was quite fun.
It was.
We should totally resurrect that. I'm telling you.
Maybe we will do something along those lines at some point.
5 awesome banditos.
Someday. Alrighty. Have yourselves a good week, everybody. Thanks for coming out. And that's it from us to you for now. So thanks for chatting. Sayonara.
Doodles.
See ya. We hate you all.